the stuff on for them?
It's up to you.
Let's see. Here you go. Sorry, y'all. It was supposed to be for now, but somehow it got screwed up in translation. So here y'all go. Here's the intro.
All right, has anyone noticed this trend among some of our government experts lately? It starts off with them telling you a thing. If you question the thing, you will be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. It then turns out later that the thing that they told you wasn't quite as true as they promised you it would be. And when you point this out, they revert to telling you that, well, they never told you the thing that they told you. And then when you show them incontrovertible proof that they did in fact tell you the thing that they told you, they just suggest that you should be mocked, ridiculed, and potentially censored. I can't imagine why we don't trust these guys.
If you're so confused and disoriented that you don't know where you are or where you're going, there are predators of the spirit who are much worse than snakes that are waiting in wait for you. And the probability that you'll move from aimless, hopeless, joyless anxiety to nihilism, corrosive bitterness, and genocidal fantasy in the fundamental extreme is very high. And so that's possession by a predator of the spirit in the desert of the soul. And that's real.
Honey, someone's going to the house. Someone's going to the house. What do we do? What do we do? What do we do?
Who are you call the pops? I'm gonna call the pops.
We're recording you.
No. It's okay. I'm just your neighbor. Coming by to say howdy.
Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, we're not used to people stopping by to say howdy without assaulting us first, robbing us, or defecating on our lawn.
Sometimes all three.
The trifecta. We're from Los Angeles.
Just moved to Texas.
I figured.
Oh, the California plates?
Well, yeah, and the masks. Inside your own house. No one else around. 2022.
We just want to be extra safe.
We feel naked without masks.
We'll probably wear them for the rest of our lives.
We'll be buried in them.
Okay. Well, you seem like a lovely couple. Like I said, I just wanted to drop by and welcome you to the neighborhood.
Why? Do you want something?
Oh, no. I think he's being friendly. People around here are friendly, like we've seen in the movies, right?
I thought that was just make-believe, like superheroes or families that go to church.
No, that's a myth. This is real life.
So, I live in that house over yonder. Name's Kevin.
Hi, Kevin. I'm Tiffany, she, her.
And I'm Steve, he, him.
What are your pronouns?
I don't believe in pronouns. I think they're reductive. In fact, just your asking about it is a microaggression.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I'm just messing with you. I like all pronouns. My favorite is you.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Exactly. So, if you need anything, just holler. My wife and I'd be happy to help.
Baby, he has a gun.
I'm calling the cops.
I'm recording you.
No.
Recording
It's
you.
okay.
Good morning. I'm here to give you an update on the FBI's investigation of Secretary Clinton. What I want to do is tell you what we're recommending. But first, let me tell you what we found. 110 emails in 52 email chains have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top secret. 36 of those chains secret. And 8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Everything I did was admitted. There was no law, no regulation.
Secretary Clinton should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation.
I did not email any classified material to anyone on my email.
None of these emails should have been on any kind of unclassified system, not even Gmail.
But first of all, nothing was marked classified.
To the contrary,
Nothing was marked classified.
there is evidence that
Nothing was marked classified.
Now let me tell you what we found.
Oh my gosh.
110 emails.
It was not the best choice.
52 email chains.
It was a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information.
What difference at this point does it make?
8 of those chains are top
It wasn't
secret.
the best choice.
36 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
8 contain confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
With respect to our recommendation, this is going to be an unusual statement in at least a couple of ways. Although there is evidence, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. I know there will be intense public debate. What difference at this point does it make? 110 emails.
It wasn't the best choice.
52 email chains.
I made a mistake.
Have been determined to contain classified information. What difference at this point does it make? 8 of those chains were top
It was not a good choice.
6 of those chains
I said it was a mistake.
and 8 contained confidential information.
What difference at this point does it make?
Hey, everybody. Sorry about the mishap. Somehow or another, Facebook or YouTube or Streamyard or one of them decided they wanted to set me up for 8 p.m. Central instead of 10 Central after I set it up yesterday. Sorry for y'all having to wait. But
So I kidnapped the chat, and then we all came here.
backstage, they're like, what are you doing?
We're hostages. Hello, y'all.
Hello, everybody.
So, hey, y'all. Let's see, somebody, I guess that's probably Anna.
Yep.
Yep. Let's see.
The fell from the sky video is something, Chuck.
Yeah, some of the weird stuff I watch.
I do too. I'm a news junkie, like 10 TV is.
Mm-hmm. Kick down, Elaine, ship kicker, Benjamin.
See if I can get this over here. This is something Anna's wanted to show you also. Here, let me get it lined up.
Michelle, Sharon, Nora. I can't see this. No sound check.
God, you're going to persecute them with the FBI if you want to. Oh, God. You go get them. Call them white supremacists, why don't you? Let's set everybody against one another as enemies based on whatever.
Ladies and gentlemen, this might be the craziest hearing I have ever seen. Roll the clip.
I just wanted to respond to Mr. Cohen and Mr. Bishop. I'd appreciate your input on this, but my understanding of the Declaration of Independence is that it talked about certain self-evident truths, and it is not talking about the speed limit that a legislature sets or some other laws that are enacted, but the three basic rights that we have, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, are the view of the founders, and in my view, and I think in many other Americans' views, given to us by God. That doesn't mean that God makes a decision on every single law that is passed in this country. That doesn't mean that God doesn't frown sometimes when there are horrible historical, I don't want to call them mistakes because that really undermines the seriousness of it, but actions by human beings like slavery, like the denial of the right to vote and some other things. But life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness are recognized in our founding documents as given to us by God, and those rights are the rights that everything else flows from. And I yield back to the gentleman from North Carolina.
I thank you, Mr. Buck, and I really yielded to you, Mr. Buck, rather than speaking first, because it boggles the mind what was just expressed by my friend from Tennessee. Except what was said earlier here today that I think both by Mr. Roy and then also by you, Mr. Buck, I think, and Mr. Johnson. Well, Mr. Roy and Mr. Johnson, I think, who said that it just falls to the Republican Party to be the party that values human life and protects it. The other side doesn't. Well, we've just seen something else that epitomizes the Democratic Party of today. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights. Among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Not to Mr. Cohen. Not to Mr. Cohen. He embraces that modern Democratic Party's view that it's not about God, it's not about God's will or what God has created in mankind. You cannot trace rights to the existence of God or the creation by God of all creation and humanity in his image. That's all passé. That's old party, that's old talk. That's archaic. Okay, that's what we're up against, just so Americans know. But just as for me, I'm absolutely certain that Thomas Jefferson and the other authors of the Declaration were correct. I'm certain that this country succeeds because of a beneficent and forgiving and caring God.
Mr. Biggs, will you yield for a question?
Look, I'd be defensive too. I would try to intercede. I'm not going to yield. I'm not going to yield. I'm not going to yield because I'm going to make this statement really clear so that even Democrats can get it. You do what you want to. You reject God if you want to. You tell Americans that if they embrace God, you're going to persecute them with the FBI if you want to.
Oh, God.
You go get them. Call them white supremacists, why don't you? Let's set everybody against one another as enemies based on whatever thing that you can dream up to do. You do that. I'm going to stick to God. I'm going to cling to God like Barack Obama talked about. You do it. You do you. Anybody else want to speak?
Yeah, I'd like to speak.
I yield to the gentleman from. Yeah,
How about clinging to the truth?
Quite enough.
How about clinging to the truth for a moment?
I thank gentlemen for
You
yielding.
said a mouthful. I yield to Mr. Johnson.
I apologize that I missed Mr. Cohen's
The crazy thing to me is, see, the Democrats, they started saying, no, that's not what we do, and started laughing and mocking. But their actions show a very different story. See, if you're pro-life or if you're praying in public, they're going to send the feds after you. They're going to go after you. They're going to throw you in prison and throw away the keys. This country needs to turn back to God and turn back to God quickly. Like, comment, subscribe, share if you agree. Trump 2024. Let's get it.
Yep.
Yeah, I watched ANN for a long time. He's a good guy.
Yeah, them people, so they got some brass balls to do the thing they do. They'll sit there and pick your pocket, and when you look down and catch them, no, I was reaching over, you had something on your leg.
But the fact that they're talking about God on the Congress floor is amazing.
Yep. One small step for one nation under God.
That's right.
One seed.
And if it's just one party stepping up and voicing for God, so be it. We're trying to make it where there's no party lines, but they are refusing to give an inch on any of their ideologies.
Yeah, like that little skit on my thing. They believe that they try to sit there and tell you to your face that you didn't see the thing that you saw, that you know they saw, and you saw, and you heard the same shit they said, and they sit there and tell you didn't hear them say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can clip speeches and they can make somebody like Mr. T say a whole different sentence or, and just edit. That's all they got to do.
Hey, Dee.
But we all know that one seed plants a garden.
Amen, sister.
Yes.
Make sure that seed you put in is what you want it to be.
Yep.
And don't toss pearls at swine.
Let's see if I can. I wanted to show something here. Let me try putting this on. I don't think they'll say anything about it. Let's see how long is that. 2 minutes.
Hi, Eric.
perpetrator of misinformation during the pandemic has been
Yeah,
the
that's
United
the
States
point.
government. Misinformation that COVID was spread through.
That's the wrong one.
That might get you taken down.
Yeah, that was the wrong one.
Hey, we're all still here.
And I agree with Elaine there. But
Did you see the link I put in chat, Chuck?
Hold on a second. I'll look.
Private chat.
Hi, everybody in chat.
Hi.
Yes, hey.
There it is.
Done, not enough is being done. Numbers are going up, not down. And you talk about children being taken away from their parents. My children were taken away from me.
A mom, a poor mother who lost 2 kids to fentanyl, that I killed her sons. Well, the interesting thing is that fentanyl they took came during the last administration.
Yeah, no remorse.
that makes my blood boil. I'm sorry.
Oh, I know. It just makes me grit my teeth. Cheap solution. Did I say that?
Yeah, it's like a kid blaming somebody else for everything. He's like, no, I didn't do it. The previous people made me fall in the middle of the street. The previous people made me wander off to an ice cream store. And
It's your fault I took the cookie out of the cookie jar because you put it where I could see it.
here, let me get this one in there. Get the audio on. Let's see. Share screen.
Yeah, I was wondering when Barack Obama ever said that.
You better watch what he says. Blame the big BO. Will have him. He'll take his ice cream privilege away from him.
Is this that thing in the sky? Oh, yep.
What in the world?
It's like, Tag, you're it.
Looked like a football at first. I guess it was bigger than it looked.
Hey, y'all. Hey, Lauren. Hey, Cindy, Ed, Dee, Nora, Anna. Let's see. Hey, Eric. Hey, Ed. I think I said that right. Regina, Shifty, Michelle.
I just wanted to say that balloon was moving really fast, huh?
Yeah, it looked like a metal ball. Almost looked like a smaller version of that thing they seen wash up on the shore.
That's about
That
the
thing
time
was
I
like
found
a
that, too.
gigantic, wasn't it a sandball looking thing?
Yeah, that ended up, I forget what they said that thing was. It rolled up, but it was I thought it looked like a giant geode, but
It was like 2 stories high.
They're like a big buoy. They put them out in the ocean for
ships
boats and ships to anchor to. You know, when people have their sailboats and they park them off, or
Yeah,
they
those
don't
are big though.
Yeah, they don't anchor them, but they have something to tie them to. Well, those are what they use for the big ships in the ocean.
Those are the ones that Tim talks about, I think, when she says the buoys are moving.
yeah, they're supposed to be somehow affixed to the bottom, so it'll move around, but it won't move away, and it'll hold everything in a certain area. But who knows? Let's see.
Might be able to Google and look up what the tsunami buoys or wave buoys.
Welcome,
look
Daniel. Good to see you, Daniel. Long time no see.
Yeah, listen.
Oh, that video got deleted, I guess. Got a video of somebody doing the sunspots if y'all want to see it. Let's see. Yeah, no. Well, let's see if it shows up. Let's see, is that on still? Yeah, it's on. Let me see if it'll pull up in here. All this stuff you get prepped up and then turned around, it disappears. See if this comes on or if it doesn't.
We're gonna check out the sun.
I wanted to show that to 10, so she's out there or wants it or whatever.
That's trippy. Oh, yeah, I mean it's expected, but wow.
I showed that to my roommate today because she's really into the shows about the stars and space and everything and NASA, and her jaw dropped. She's like, oh, not another one of those debunkers.
I heard that they're like a NASA and so many miles of it is like one of the most cases of cancer anywhere in the country.
Because all the stuff they exposed to try to do their trickery. And let's see, I'm doing some more digging to see what else I got.
I do know that the Schumann resonance is double what it's ever been right now, and that's like the Earth's actual heartbeat. So it's pretty. It's why people are feeling off or feeling exhausted or feeling stressed. And then the full moon, like we said, was thrown on top of it. Is there gonna be like what do they call them, mariachis soon?
Y'all hear that?
No. It's the song off of Beetlejuice, so we got to do the.
Oh, we're gonna do the Macarena, man. How could we do that? We'd all have to be on camera, and that'd be embarrassing.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
I'm guessing y'all heard that when I clicked it to see if it worked.
Yes.
Okay, look here.
Work it all.
Wow.
Too cute.
No point, just something. Oh wait, that wasn't supposed to stay.
It's Friday. It's remnant night.
Hey, G-Ma. Anybody else I missed? Hey, Daniel. How's everybody doing out there? If you were here earlier and you got tied up in the mess, sorry about it, but it wasn't me. Didn't try to on purposely for that to happen. I had it set for 10 Central, but the AI gods made it what they wanted it.
They messed up your time zone, Chuck. Man, your time zone's changed. Oh, set your clocks back, everybody, tonight.
I thought that was Sunday.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I was wrong day. Sorry. I'm thinking Saturday and Friday into Saturday, not Saturday into Sunday.
You're going to have everybody thinking that they're missing a few days.
Well, because Chuck wants to go in again tomorrow, and we're going to make sure it's wrong, and then he'll be there on time.
Yeah, I swear I had it set for February 30th.
Sure. What year? I'm kidding.
Yeah, there's never one of them.
That made me laugh about as hard as about a week or two ago, Benjamin had put on a chat, or I had put in chat, someone's chat. I said, well, I feed the deer in the backyard. And Benjamin goes, yeah, I got Mexican in my backyard. And the way he said it was so funny. I had to turn the channel. It was just it was something funny. I don't know.
Oh, I remember that because then I was like, I've got them on outside.
I was
North,
dying.
east, south, and west.
Bonnie could have said the same thing. Not really outside, but close by. Don't feed the deer, y'all.
Yeah. I feed the deer. Well, I got deer in the backyard, and Ben's like, well, I got Mexicans in my backyard. It was just a funny quote, Yeah, I see you, Benjamin.
Like, how close to the border are you?
He's like on the edge of a city, I think.
Who, me or?
No, I think, isn't Benjamin like near a city?
I think he's in the middle of one.
He's in
Yeah,
Illinois.
I think he's talking about like walking on a block, like block, like no deer would be there, Chuck.
It's like, yeah, it's this backyard in the back apartment,
Yeah.
But there could be the way things are going.
Don't start laughing. Oh, don't start. Because, she's got an infectious laugh. I'm just going to tell y'all. And if she snorts, you're in trouble.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
You snort too.
I'm holding my breath.
It's giggle night with Chuck.
I don't know if Chuck's ready for us.
Yeah, we're kind of ganging up. Patrick, say something.
Howdy. I'm still here.
Patrick. Oh, Patrick.
Hey, I'm still here. I'm barely paying attention.
Tell us about falling out the boat again.
I had the thing on mute because of her phone call.
Oh, okay.
We aren't popular getting phone calls. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I don't even have
the wrong number.
I get messages, but nobody even calls to tell me, hey, dumbass, your live's on.
Camo would have. Camo probably would have.
Well, I'll remember that next time.
And then Bonnie kidnaps us. Bonnie kidnaps us all. Just snags us right out. And the best moderator trick anyway. Okay, Echo, tell your moderator trick. Come on.
Poor Bonnie couldn't get her link out of the chat. I couldn't get it out of there either, so I went out of the backstage and went over there and sat there and put emojis in one at a time and started writing a sentence, one letter at a time on each line in order to try to make that disappear.
She was being a troll.
It's a moderator troll. It's a new thing.
Yeah, what good is being a moderator if I can't remove what I put in the chat?
I know you run the stream and you can't. You're an administrator, by the way, Bonnie. Not even a moderator on that channel.
No, it was on Chuck's channel.
Oh, okay. But I think you can have 2 admins, right? Like, can't you have 2 people that are in total control? Because I
Yeah,
think
like,
he might need. I think Chuck might need some help with time telling. You know.
yeah, that or I'm not explaining it well enough to Streamyard.
Well, just what you do is, I think, did you go back and double check it after you you post it? Did you get out, like back out and like go into YouTube and make sure it's there? Because that would be like a safety.
Oh, you set it up in Streamyard the way we do it on here, and I did it yesterday, and then seen Bonnie was on or going on for 10 o'clock, and I wouldn't try because a lot of times she goes over, way over. Like
it said 9. It said 9 on mine, 9 Eastern time.
Yeah, well, 10 Central. So I'll just make it for tomorrow because she's on, and all I did is went in there and changed day on the map. And I looked, and it said for 10 p.m. So I hit confirm, and so you see what happens.
Maybe they're trying to like turn our clocks back before. Maybe they're trying to really screw with us.
There you go. I was doing drugs intended for horses before it was trendy.
Let me tell you, I know this cat that gets a little every day, and I've never seen a cat more beefy, perfect, coated, and like just unbelievable. I mean, works good. It's perfect.
Did you see this thing that was on somebody took a picture off of the side of somewhere? Look at the very bottom. The effects include sudden death at the bottom. If that doesn't tell anybody, well, I better not get that.
I blew that one up earlier today, and it says Ireland on the bottom.
It is?
No.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
The people who founded this country were cannibis growing, whiskey drinking, tax evading domestic terrorists who shot at cops and tarred and feathered lawmakers who got out of line. I don't like the way they say that, but.
And then there's the lynching.
Yeah. And they're tarring and feathering, but here you go. Here's your fact checker. Anybody out there, anything exciting? Anybody's bank jacking with them, any other than Silicon Valley and Wells Fargo? Anybody see any more?
I haven't.
Everybody might want to check their money if they got anything in the bank. I'm so funny. I even checked my jar of pennies to make sure it was still there.
There's one bank, I guess a big bank called Sovereign something, that like one of the top banks that is going down, and it's taking all the customers with them. I only watched a minute of it, but that's one thing I heard.
Take is a couple of them to start it, and then once it started, it's going to be a domino effect.
I got a question for the chat and for the panel. Favorite potato out of these two, tater tots or French fries?
Tots.
Yeah, because in tater tots, you can take them and thaw them out and mash them up and make corned beef hash with them.
Yep, I'm the tots.
French fries.
I like them, but they got to be smothered in something.
French fries and ketchup.
I do it the old German way, regular mayonnaise and fries.
Beer battered French fries.
Jen doesn't eat potatoes. I'm just kidding.
I got like 10 answers I can give you, but I'm not sure which one. It would be fries with no salt, mashed potatoes with cheese and sour cream, you know.
And chips and dip. Can't forget those.
No, I can't. No salt.
Oh,
a lot of good French onion dip. That's me. I don't like potatoes because I taste the dirt in them. It's like I reached out and got a handful of dirt that was texture.
Here we go, Chuck, I got the magic recipe. You take your regular sour cream, you take minced onions that are dried like in the spice aisle. Okay, you mix them up to however strong you want it. You leave it in the refrigerator overnight, and it's the best onion dip you ever had. Add a little salt.
I have to check it out. They used to get Borden's, and we lived in Ohio. They had I don't know if anybody here remembers Lawson's delicatessen chain, and it was up in Ohio. I don't know how far anywhere else it was. But they made their own, and it was awesome. That and Mom liked their chipped ham. I remember that as a kid. Chopped ham, chipped ham, whatever it was.
I do like when you bake a potato, cut them in half, scoop the insides out, and then put them back in the oven. But
Twice baked potatoes, yes.
put cheese and bacon, a little bit of sour cream on them when you take them out.
Mm-hmm.
Yum 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 yum.
Mm-hmm.
Tater skins.
Makes the tater skins extra crunchy and good.
Hey, David.
They usually have cheesy potatoes around my area, or potato salad, or good stuff.
I got 2 Wisconsin people here. Tell me about the Kringles.
I love Pringles.
I got one from what's the real famous one that comes in the pizza box?
Kenosha's?
No,
Kenosha Kringle?
the actual it's like a Kringle catalog. It's all Kringles.
The only Kringle I know is it's like a coffee cake.
Well, yeah, this is a big circle. Okay, the size of a pizza, large pizza.
Oh yeah.
And then it's about 2 inches, 3 inches in, and then it's filled with stuff. Plus, it has stuff on top, and then they cut it. It's like a donut ring, but it's the thin ring, and it comes in the size of a large pizza box. So I just got one for Christmas, and I cut it up and I put it in the freezer immediately because it was bakery fresh, and then I just ended up eating pieces at a time, warming it up.
Mm-hmm.
And my gosh, that was so good. It's like, I love Wisconsin, and I love your cheese too.
Made with cream cheese. They're
Hey,
really good.
hey, David, the link's out there. If y'all want to come up, don't run away, D. I was just special. You gotta mess your show up and let everybody sit there and wait on you for an hour and a half before Patrick will come up.
Yeah, it's like it's got to have a gang coming up on panel.
It takes a kidnapping, D. Just go into chat and kidnap them.
Yeah, they run Google Earth. Look, it looks like there's an ambulance at his house.
There's Kringle.
Yeah, we had the spies out, man. We were hunting you down like a dog. But
Yeah,
no,
D,
Bonnie,
that was,
I've never been kidnapped before. Thank you.
yeah, fat people are hard to kidnap. They won't grab me.
We were
That was
trying
the
to
most
find
welcoming
you.
kidnapping I've ever had.
It's like, no, I like cake, but you ain't got enough cake in that van. Oh, you got guns in there? Okay, let me see.
We put out the bat signal. Patrick was doing the red phone hotline and texting, and we couldn't find you.
I was starting
To
to
the
take
back
bets
cave,
on
Bonnie,
whether
to the
he
back
caught,
cave.
whether he'd show up or not.
Patrick got real smart. He started laying out dog turds and making us sidestep.
Yeah, I got a text message from Rabbit. He goes, your premiere's been running an hour plus, LO, without you. I kept hearing something while I was taking a nap. She fell asleep and she started snoring, so I muted the TV, and that must have been a message in my brain. Shut down, go sleep.
Yeah,
I
next
woke
time we're
I was
worried
hearing
about Chuck.
commotion. I'm hearing commotion over the computer and through text. And I started looking, and I was like, "How am I live? I still got 30 minutes." And I looked up.
Here he goes. And here's Chuck.
So we're like, okay, Chuck, you're going to ignore us. We're going to just use your chat to visit.
Yeah. Yeah, they were dropping links, and they were all back room. It's like, hey, come to your back room.
we just hijacked your whole life. You're done.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Patrick said, I didn't know you could do this backstage stuff. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's kind of like one of them meetings that people do, but that other thing you can do a lot more than 10. But what do they call those calls that people
The
do
Zoom.
more? Yeah, Zoom calls for meetings. We used to have them in the early 2000s, something like that, and you'd have like 20 people. And I'm like, all these people that are in here, they're kind of above my food chain level. And my boss is like, yeah, but he goes, you're aggressive enough that they need to hear what you got to say. He goes, don't hold back.
Yeah. And Dee, I've thought about doing that, but I don't. It seems like you can only do that for so many hours before they take you down. Did you hear that, Chuck?
Yeah, so what is it, 10 hours in a row or 8 hours in a row or something? So you have to check and restart it.
I heard 8.
So I think, I can't remember who it was, said they used to run straight up lives and said you can't do it. Now they have to check in after a certain point and restart it. Or
I know people that are doing 6 and 8 day lives right now and calling it something, but they don't have, there's a lot of silence time. They're not like always on. Like sometimes there'll be 3 people, but they'll be sleeping in the middle of the night or something. And people come and chat and be like, hey, oh, guess everybody's sleeping. So I've seen it done, but it's done with channels that don't get as much traffic as y'all's do.
yeah, I remember that, Cindy. People trying to call it to tell them to wake up.
I've seen a couple of them do that.
I fell asleep on somebody's live or back room, didn't I? Yours, Bonnie.
Bonnie prayed so hard she fell asleep on a pray-a-thon one time.
You know, 3 o'clock in the morning, you shut your eyes, that's it.
She said, I'm going to speak to God in my dreams right now.
Oh, that was pretty embarrassing.
Closed your eyes in prayer and forgot to open them.
Yep.
No, but Dave Snedeker just...
Yeah, and Hawk too. It was Bonnie was in awe that she was up there, and because we got some biggies in our community, and she's like, I can't believe I did that. She was mortified.
I was.
I was like, with all these, you know how many people have fallen asleep on stream before you, right?
Yes, but I'm
Okay.
sure that Sned hadn't said, Bonnie, I'm going to ask you a question, and then he starts talking, and I never heard the question. I was out.
Wow. Well, you could have got away with it if it wasn't for the question. You might have woke up.
Yes.
Hey, Jerry. Hey, Connie. Hey, Ben.
I just think that, like you were saying, I think if you do something like that, I think like a 6 hour, or if you want to go 12, if you got, like you said, a good panel of people to, because you don't want one person can't read, scripture and, do everything. So you would need say 6 people, 12 hours. And then I think you'd be good, because you could have a shift. You could have your shift, and when you need to go to bed or whatever, and you could split it up with the early birds and the later people.
That's how Hawk used to do the prayer-a-thon.
Yep. And he had a good variety, but if you can get just 6.
Yeah. And that's what we would do. Towards the end there, he had me coming up and starting with him to keep track of any prayer requests. And then at about 4 or so, I was able to leave, and somebody else would come up, and then I'd go back at midnight or 10 p.m., something like that. And then that's when we started doing the scripture reading till however long we could last in the middle of the night.
I just
So
think about all that had going on at that time in his life, and everything that was, and I mean, he was adamant. I mean, he took that thing. I don't know. I'd like to ask him, like, how many weeks did you do it in a row?
Hey, Cindy.
yeah,
It was a lot.
yeah.
He was a champ, man. It wore him out because it was. I mean, because when you're constantly praying for everybody, I was telling this to somebody the other day that, when people say they go into their prayer closet, sometimes it's for well being. Because if you think of all the people all day, who are in trouble and all that stuff, it kind of, you need that, like almost to walk away, like from YouTube, not walk away from God, but take a break and just like appreciate the flowers and outside and the sunshine and all that, and give yourself a break. And so I could see people were actually breaking because they had been doing it for so long that somebody would break into tears or something. And so it's
Yes.
spiritually taxing, and I can see where when you were trying to do it kind of on your own, it was like, even with one person, it's just a lot. It's a lot to hold in your heart. It's a lot to hold in your emotions. And when you're like us, a bunch of big hearts, that's just, it's more healthy. So when people say they go into their prayer closets, and I can see why, setting
Well,
aside time.
that was the thing, was the things that we were praying about.
Were huge.
All for His Kingdom, I believe, was one of them, and Shadow Dancer, and
Me. You prayed for me.
but I mean the when it's something so heavy, so major, so uh, it and especially if you're an empath, you
Yep.
feel their pain as you're praying for them, and so yeah, it can get overwhelming. It's like I feel if I go to a funeral, there's so much emotion there. It just it comes over me like a 10
Especially
ton brick.
if Amazing Grace is, or Psalm 23, there's certain things that get, like get to people's hearts and stuff. But I just want to say I'm glad I'm here, and I'm glad y'all prayed for me, and thank you very much for all you do.
A lot of amazing things have come from Hawk's channel, Bonnie's channel, and the different channels that have done prayer for people, and so many people that have felt touched and realized that they were blessed, and that presence that they got. Like back when Craig talked about being in that hurricane, and he felt the
Yeah.
prayers. He felt
Oh
that
yeah.
contact. He felt that energy. And I really do believe that God moves through groups of people, and I really feel blessed to be a part of this community and to have been there when Hawk had his weekend things, because there were a few times where, it was just such a pleasant environment to go to, you know.
And Pappy Two Bears and the healing, I miss that. If we could get, I don't know how taxing it would be on him, but if we could do a combination of community healing with Pappy Two Bears leading it or something like that, that would be beautiful.
Well, I'm sure a lot of y'all have watched The Chosen, and he tells the apostles, you have the ability to do it. Anyone can do it.
Yep.
You just have to concentrate on that center, where he had the center between our hands, and concentrate on that center, and the energy you can feel start transferring from hand to hand. And they even got hot. And then whenever he said, okay, now concentrate on that knee, and I pointed my hands towards the screen, and I was concentrating on Victor's knee, and then we were sitting there and we started talking a little bit, and Victor said, "Wow." He said it worked.
That's powerful.
But it's the same thing when you see people praying for someone and put their hand on their shoulder, but you don't even have to touch them. That's what was the proof that night. This was through YouTube, through a computer screen. And so, yes, prayers work, most definitely.
No, this is the first time she's done this.
Y'all were live with me whenever the miracle happened with my mama. And
yeah, we had people from around the country basically because Pappy was in Massachusetts. And Pappy even pointed this out that we had someone from east, someone north, someone west, and someone south. We basically covered the 4 directions.
Yeah, that's right. That's how they bless houses that they believe are, evil or have some bad energy in them, is they bury crosses with oil at all 4 corners of the house.
It would be awesome if we could set something up with Pappy or someone, that has knowledge or even just has read and could share some of those things on one night a month or however popular it gets, maybe even a couple times a month and possibly build up to once a week,
Yeah. He can talk to anybody. He can talk to anybody, and he's got such a calming voice that I just loved when he gets up on chat. I think Camo's calming. We have these calming voices. We have stern voices, strong men like Chuck and Hawk. And it's just a representation of so many hearts, just a bunch of hearts getting together and, just loving each other. And love can do anything.
well, and that's what I was trying to do on Sundays. That's why I put the fellowship in there, prayer and fellowship, because just even talking about it, if somebody's out there that's kind of doubting, they're going to hear something along the line, maybe. I can't say that happened with me. Someone asked, what was your before and before being saved? But she just called it your before. And then in answering that, it kind of turns into a testimony. And I was rebellious. Oh my goodness, I was rebellious. That God even listens to me now is a miracle in itself. Because I didn't want to hear anything about it. It was like,
oops, sorry.
Breaking up the monotony. It's not monotony, Chuck. We're
Sorry,
getting all
Chuck.
sappy.
For some reason now I'm picking my audio up when I don't want it to. But
we're just sappy. We're being sappy and we know it.
no, y'all are fine. I was just looking for stuff to. I was going to say throw up, but that ain't the right word either.
Bonnie's probably got a song in her pocket. You want to bet?
Working for the weekend.
Let's see.
Tomorrow we can do another Saturday night.
We can do it.
This is what I was looking at. I'll put it up there for y'all.
If you're going
Oh,
is that jacked up or what?
Oh my goodness.
I don't know where you find these things, Chuck, but good job. So I'm just looking for some tidbits to put up. I'm just looking for something random.
Yeah, I was digging through my videos and stuff, and I'm like, what the hell had that guy smiling as the picture for? And I was like, what the hell is that? And I'm like, I clicked on it, and there's all that ABBA sounding music, and I was like,
I think that was like Petula Clark or something. I don't know. It was something from a long time ago, way long ago. And I guess if you play, but you played less than 15 seconds, and I think that was an original song. If you play less than 15 seconds and you got some crazy video, there's probably a lot of TikToks like that maybe, I don't do TikTok, but you could get away with playing.
yeah, I think it was 22 seconds, and then it went down. So I don't know. Somebody told me now, 'cause I got a copyright the other day for 10 seconds.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know that it's that long, because the one that got me taken down was 16 seconds, and I fought it, and I had to fight the music company. They had to decide if they were going to let me if they were going to let me have my channel back. And I was all, what? Whoa. They can just completely take your channel, and it's not even YouTube. It's the music company itself. And so, because I told them it was out of my hands, that it was a guest that didn't know the rules, and it kind of was. And so they let me have it back. But it said that ever since then, anything I play is a cover, because I know Gigi's gotten a ton of copyrights, and that's another thing. Copyrights aren't bad. They're not a strike. But if you get so many copyrights, then you get a strike.
Makes me want to start Bonnie's backup channel.
Remember when I told you when I had the 2 strikes going that I got told by somebody that copyrights can get me taken down?
Yes, and they can. And so it's really, if you start a channel, be ready to look at all the rules and terms and everything, because it is a mess, and they have complete control of it. But we want to have fun though. And so that's why I tried to figure out how to overcome it and get away with it. And then Conspiracy Music, Clay said that we can play his playlist anytime. And he's got, I think he said 800 and some odd songs or different bands, something on it.
Doesn't he have to give us some kind of number or something that shows that we got rights to use it?
I don't think so, because Annie Atjack will drop a link and I'll play it, and haven't had any copyrights off of it.
That's cool.
That one girl that I played that night was from his playlist.
Here y'all go. I don't know if anybody has seen this or what much about it. Here's one of the Alabama derailment.
I did not even know there was an Alabama one.
Yeah, I was watching a video a couple days ago, and there damn people sitting right at the tracks. The train goes by, and it starts derailing, and nobody backs up. This is the second one I've seen.
Yes.
Nobody backs up, gets out of the way, or nothing. They're just sitting there videoing it.
Oh, there's train spotters. The train spotters are crazy, Chuck. I mean, crazy with what they do.
Yeah,
Well,
we live out
sometimes
where we
you
live is
can't
like,
back up if you have a car behind you.
well, that car is going to get drove over.
Yep.
I just know they said 1,700 a year is our normal for the entire country, and it just seems like I bet there are some that are super serious and some that are not so serious, and it just seems like these are all ridiculously serious and all kind of carrying the same things, or it's one of those discernment things, I guess.
Yeah, at 1,700 a year, that's 4.5, 5 a day.
That's this year, though, isn't it? Because I saw a chart, and it was from like 1917 to 21, and it was over 1,000, like just over 1,000. And then I saw a chart for just this year, and it was the same amount.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. And now we have the internet, so everything is magnified. Like we didn't hear about things then, but we do now. And so we have to that's part of our trying to, do we believe it is more, or do we believe it's normal and we're just getting it put in our face?
No, it's more and that's what I was saying. Some of them you're not even hearing about. The one outside of Austin. Chuck, did you see that on your news station?
I don't think so. I don't watch the news though, but normally I'd see stuff like that. Or
right, it would come up somewhere.
Yeah.
And nothing was said about it.
Trying to
Chuck,
find
how
out.
far do you live from how far are the tracks from your house, Chuck?
500 or 600 feet, probably.
No.
So maybe
Yeah,
700.
Pardon. Yeah,
So
mine's
I
50 feet from the door. My back door. I'm sorry.
How far?
50 feet.
Jesus, that's like these people live a couple streets down. Their front yard is maybe 20 feet from their porch to the street, the ditch. And then they have the street, which is narrow, maybe 1.5 cars wide. If you go down and somebody else is coming, somebody's got to hit the edge of the damn dirt. And then right past that, maybe you got 15, 20 feet to the tracks.
Yeah, that last video I did with the army, like towards the middle or towards the end somewhere, I kind of did it. I go, there's my apartment, there's the tracks. It's only 50 feet, and they ship a lot of stuff through here, and it's,
That's what I asked Chuck. Do you ever see anything on there that we need to know about?
I haven't yet.
Well, that one video that I can't remember if you shared it or I shared it a few nights ago, the train that was derailing, and it was like slow. Oh, the one you were talking about with the car sitting there.
The wheels come out from under it. Now, that's one of them. I've seen a second one that's worse than that, and the people just sitting.
Yeah, but that one car that was sloshing back and forth, you could tell that it had a liquid in it. That's what makes it go back and forth like that.
It was like watching somebody fall down slow motion, as slow as that was. It's just okay, well, the wheels are coming off. Okay, now they'll start shuffling sideways. And just push them sideways.
It's like potato heads falling going up the stairs.
Here you go. This funny video I had. And look at this train. This is actual tracks. What's sad is train tracks that look that bad.
These people are mesmerized by their ding devices.
We lost somebody.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if y'all remember the main mission of Hogan's Heroes was to disable the trains and blow up bridges.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's what they're doing to us now?
It was all for his kingdom. And she's so quiet. I hope she wasn't trying to say something.
Somebody asked for this a minute ago, so I'm gonna make their day.
Fuck 'em.
Okay. Fucking.
I heard bucket.
And then my dog looks at me and is like, what?
Oh no.
Patrick.
Yes, ma'am.
Patrick in the cabin. Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
I'm here.
Okay. That's good.
I was wanting to ask what kind of fish you catch down there, Patrick.
I haven't been fishing since I fell out of my boat.
He said catch of the day when he's in the lake. Or when he's at the store, I mean.
Yeah, we wanted to hear that story so everybody could hear it about falling off the boat.
There you go. Oh, I dropped the link. Anybody else wants to come up? I got room for 4.
FOMO.
Do sexy
FOMO.
borders chat. Do sexy borders chat.
I got
I'm sorry.
Those
That's
are sad songs of the 70s. We used to call them, you know, the one like Shannon is gone, oh ho, talking about the dog, me and you and a dog named Boo. All of those songs. We used to call them sad songs of the 70s.
Yeah, Jerry, the music is, but I just love the look on his face. That meant to me, wouldn't be smiling. I'd be just nodding my head like, "Yep, that's what's going on."
Yeah, but you know what happened is Cindy Fuller Stevens had headphones on, and you like blew her out, and like she might have been sleeping, and you know.
Hey, can we all take a vote?
That song they say.
The look on that guy's face reminded me of, like, it would be the perfect "I told you so" grin.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'd be nodding my head like, "Yeah." We're seeing a lot of that now with a lot of people that didn't believe none of it. Now, like, really, this? But why didn't you? I'm like, how can I make you understand it?
Well,
Hey, can you guys pretend you're from Wisconsin?
Niggers. The type of fish down here is speckled perch, trout, and bluegill. So it's freshwater fish.
Ah, yummy, yummy panfish.
What just happened?
I don't know what the hell that was running in his background.
But who was it?
There's somebody that came up on panel and said something. I think they said something not so good and left.
Yep.
Did you see a name, Chuck?
It said Ron.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, that was like a ghost visiting or something. What the heck was that? Hacker Man? Is there a Hacker Man in the house? Hacker Man Ron?
Hey, I'm looking for some votes, you guys.
AI hiccup.
And now I'm gonna have to start muting people before I let them up.
Oh yeah.
I'm running for board trustee. A write-in candidate.
People got nothing better to do than being a piece of shit.
Jenna is kicking some butt in her community. She's going to be on a board.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. I'm just a write-in, but still, it's worth it, taking a chance. So.
Yeah.
Hey, my father ran as a Republican in a Democratic. It was a state House of Representatives, and he came out of the gate and he got 1/3 of the vote. You know, I was proud of him.
I'm running as a woman, but I stand strong.
What are your pronouns? Are you a she, her?
I said woman.
I know. I am woman. Hear me roar. And cooking bacon
Helen
in the
Reddy.
pan. You could feed the kids and cook the bacon in the pan and do. I forgot that song, but it's a good one.
All right, Chuck will probably turn all of us off.
And we got somebody's trying to do it now. Nothing better to do. Let me be relentless to show how pathetic I am.
There's always that ban button, you know. If you see him, you could just like Streamyard ban, and that'll be your problem be solved forever.
Yeah, but then everybody that comes up here has to log in.
Oh, really? I
Thanks,
thought you
Ben
could
and
just.
Jerry. I'm trying to make a difference. I'm really trying. I'm getting a tiny home community in here. I contacted Incredible Tiny Homes in Newport, Tennessee, and they're talking about I did an email and waiting for a reply back, but my village is interested in a Zoom with Randy Jones on Incredible Tiny Homes. So to get, we have 23 acres here to develop, and it's looking good.
And the best thing is it's for who?
The elderly, senior, disabled, military, veterans. It's for the people that need it.
That's so sweet. It's
Yep.
really happening, Bonnie. I wanted to get you a success story out there of somebody who's actually making it happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Whoops.
If I were able to do something like that, I think the first thing I would want is a fallout shelter from bad weather.
Yeah. Well, we could put that into the, you know how the village has to vote, and you make all the plans, and then people add stuff, and then they vote on it and what have you. But yeah, I would like to do that because we are in a sand, you know, we're on the Wisconsin River on the southwest side. But yeah, that'd be a good idea to have something like that put into place. Because then how are we going to go from one end of town to the other end of town to get into the community center? You know, with EMS easy take us, but that's a really good idea, real good idea. Thank you, Echo.
You're welcome. I just think I flash back to the point of living in a trailer park and not having a place to go with all my dogs too, you know.
That's why I got a trailer when my house got foreclosed on, and I had 3 pets, and I was, you know, checking apartments out and everything, and I was like, there's no way. And this guy, I guess, didn't want to pay the lot rent anymore, moved in with his girlfriend, and I got this double wide signed over to me on a bar napkin when I had no place to live. Now talk about a story. And I ended up being in that place for 2.5 years, putting a big front porch on it, closed in front porch. And in the end, my mom got sick, so I had to go take care of her. And I couldn't, you know, I had to move in with her. So the town, I guess, you know, when the lot rent is kind of like property taxes. So I remember the real young guy that just took over the whole park, and he said, I'll tell you what. He goes, you own the town of Penfield. He goes, $3,600. He goes, how about if I come to your mom's house? He goes, we'll pick a time. And he goes, you can just come out and sign it over to the town. And so I skated out of that, and I think the blessing happened so that I could take care of my mom. You know what I mean? I didn't end up with that debt following me or me getting in trouble or anything, because I had to do it, you know, honor thy father and mother.
Amen.
Yep.
And going back onto that, having a shelter, I just want to say that we had tornado warnings come through here a couple of years ago, and our neighbors were gone. We were watching their dogs, and then we had our 4 dogs. And the guy that opens up the church, about 3/4 of a mile away from here, lives right next door, and he went to take off with the keys to go open the church for everybody to go into the basement for shelter. We came with the dogs, and he sat there and told us, oh, they aren't going to let your dogs in there. So we were like, okay, so I guess we go with our dogs. We're going back home. And if a person would have a community thing where
Kennels.
people have to go, it would be a good idea for people to keep a kennel
Yeah,
thing right in there for your own animals and stuff like that. You know, if it's
you
a
can have
community
5x10 kennels for about $200 because I bought them before, like a 5x10, and you can get them 4x6. You could have a part of the basement designated for the pet, and if you wanted to actually be with your pet, go in there, throw your mattress down, and there you go. You got your pet taken care of, and there's nobody getting hurt and nobody getting scared. And I
Or
wish every
even,
Red Cross would do it, you know?
or even just have your pet carrier thing. You know, like you
Yeah.
carry your pet in.
Our
Well, they
vet's office has a cinder block section for um, to kennel animals whenever they need to, and so I'm sure that he would open that up if it was a situation like that, and he was able, or one of his employees would that lives closer.
because people in other states gotta get the pets. People that have pets have to go to other states. I mean, you have to do extra things when you have pets. It's just, you know.
When we had those Bastrop fires, um, like we had trailers coming from all over Texas to rescue the horses, because well, all the livestock, but it was more horses than anything.
Yeah, it's sad when they get caught up in all these things, and you know, and just I don't know, you know, they have no voice, so people like us gotta advocate for them.
Yep. And that's, I think, in a lot of states, people would step up in an emergency situation like that. I mean, it was put on Facebook. Everybody started sharing it, and all of a sudden there were trucks and trailers from all over heading down there. And so it's just, it's getting the word out. And I know people hate Facebook, but that is the best way I have found to get the word out about anything.
Me too. Fundraisers too. Like I did a fundraiser. I didn't have the money for my dog's meds, and people have a soft spot. And I had like one person anonymously donate half of, I was asking for $200 and donate half of it anonymously. And I was just like, I was amazed at the things I've sold, given away, bought, um, sold a house on it. For a friend. I mean, just it's amazing. And now Messenger, you can actually talk on the phone to people that are in other countries too.
Yeah.
Hey, Bruce, stepping away a second, Bonnie. You guys keep an eye or talk or whatever. I'll be right back.
We'll see if we can't stay out of trouble.
Yeah. Bonnie's gonna put on a nice loud what do you call it, cover song for us.
I was gonna say, you want a song?
Yeah.
Which one?
I wanna know what love is.
I'm gonna start with Rubber Band Man, because most men are rubber bands.
No. No.
Lisa, hallelujah. I'm sorry.
You know, I got taken down for that one.
Did you really?
It shocked me because it was in a church. And yeah, I was doing a prayer-a-thon, and all of a sudden they were like, "Where'd you go?" And I was all, "I'm not live anymore. What happened?" And you wait a few minutes and they let you back up. But yep, I raised a hallelujah, did it. And Hawk must have known that because I requested it when he was doing it. And he said, "Nope, can't do that one." And I was all, "What?" And well, I found out the hard way why.
God. Okay.
And if there's a Brian out there, if you communicate in chat, your chances of getting on panel are a little better. We like to know who's chatting and see what
That's
your
Daisy.
personality is.
That's Daisy Kitty right there. That's Daisy Kitty.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't have cats.
She's had a rough road, but she's doing okay. She's hanging in there.
Oh, I know what we can do. Let's see what's playing.
Yep, that's my girl.
Oh, he's not playing anything right now.
I gotta say, probably my favorite all-time guitar piece
Oh,
of
yes.
all of 2022 goes to the Dog Paw, in my opinion. This Gary Moore cover, I just can't get over it. I know Dog Paw has more music over on his channel, but this one really hits me hard. I don't know, maybe the tone in Gary Moore's style, but Dog Paw freaking nails this one. And definitely my favorite guitar piece of all of 2022. Son of Snake, thank you for hanging out, my friend. I dig your music. And we'll chat soon.
It's by Dog Paw.
Charlie, good to see you. I didn't say hello before. Yeah, so my favorite guitar piece of all of 2022 definitely belongs to the Dog Paw and this Gary Moore cover. It still gives me chills when I listen to it. If you want my opinion, this right here is the shit. And this is what I'm talking about.
Okay,
You
play
guys
it.
can do
Play.
this is a Gary Moore cover, The Loner, by the Dog Paw.
The Loner.
Turned up a little.
It's up as high as it'll go. Let me hold it up to the mic. That's not too loud. a lot longer than I thought it would be. Could y'all hear it at all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was wild.
Hey, Lisa. Hey, V. Yeah, I was just watching a video. It's 3 minutes long when the Biden inauguration that they were having a video it from across the street, and there's like 100 people out there in front of the White House. Video never shown.
Huh.
Said there's more people where they were videoing that than there was out in front of the inauguration during all the lockdown, the shutdown, and them not wanting nobody to be there.
Yep. And so I was trying to figure out how to put things on my playlist and like music. And in that playlist, I have Mustang Medic's video of that night with all the buses coming in. I have the video 1 and 2 saved in my playlist. I don't even know how it got there. Oh, the chat couldn't hear it. Am I like really low?
No, you're just fine.
Get your hearing aids, Jerry. I'm joking. All right, y'all all got quiet. Not allowed.
The world is ending. I thought I was out of rice. I'm not. Rice and beans and cheese and maybe a taco shell and some picante salsa. I could live off of that forever.
Yes. That's whenever the first time they told me I had high cholesterol years and years ago. They had told me eat pinto beans and take vitamin E.
Yeah, thanks, Bonnie. Now I'm high cholesterol. I'm not really high cholesterol, but they say you're high. I'm like, it's thanks to Bonnie telling me to eat the pasta and the rice and what to do to gain weight.
Or whatever. They're telling me that mine's a little high too, but a little is not it's not anything to. If they didn't offer you meds, you're fine. But
what's 250? Like 250 to 260? Is that high or I don't know?
I don't know. Mine was 246 whenever they told me to do that. And
cool.
So I was working in Austin then, and so I went to Bill Miller's every day and got pinto beans and the Spanish rice and a A&W root beer for $3. But I lived on it for like a year, beans and rice, and next time they checked, my cholesterol was fine.
Well, they say that you are what you eat. My reply is, I need to eat a skinny person because I certainly have to.
I'm a walking burrito.
Ever since this COVID stuff, I'm gonna blame it all on you talking about food for years now. I've gained too much weight.
It's not talking about it that's doing it to me. It's these darn vanilla wafers that I sit here munching on while we're doing these lives.
Oh, me too, Bonnie. I have Cool Whip and vanilla wafers.
Oh,
I sit there and dab little blob on an upside down vanilla wafer and then put a top on it and make a stack, about 10 of them, and listen to you guys and eat every one of them. Smoke another one and eat every one of them again. And it's like, what happened to my box of vanilla wafers?
Yep.
And it was sad. Cool Whip was buy one, get one free, so I got 2 of them. So why not get 2 boxes of vanilla wafers along with it, you know?
I'm gonna have to try that because I was doing it with my frosting, making like little mini cakes, and but the frosting has gotten too sweet.
It's addicting.
Why are you not diabetic, Bonnie? I think they would throw that one at you too with your sugarholic ways.
Because I don't tell the doctor I eat so much sugar.
No, but when they do one of those fasting tests or something, like even if you eat a donut or drink a Powerade the day before you can come up high in your sugar, you're on like Nilla wafers and frosting all the time. It's got to make an effect.
My sugar's fine. And
do you sleep after you have, like, when you have sugar, does it make you get energy or does it make you want to sleep?
Neither.
Really?
Is it supposed to do that?
It can. It's like, you know how carbohydrates turn into sugar and all that kind of stuff? Well, you can have like a sugar rush or a carb rush where you get all this energy. Then when it wears off, you feel like you've been hit by a truck.
That's like me with tea. When I don't have it, I like get a headache from it. But when I do have it, I can drink it by the bucket and it doesn't do anything.
That's what I was going to say. Well, I need the rush. Where's it at?
I think you're too used to it, but they actually did 2 brains right next to each other. I forgot what show it was on. They showed a cocaine brain and a brain that was addicted to sugar, and they were had the same like firing or whatever. They were the exact same brain. And so people can actually be so addicted to sugar that their brain matches that of a cocaine addict. I was like, wow. And I think it was a doctor that actually, showed it. So it was real.
I need to find that kind of sugar.
Right.
Which one was it? Brown sugar or white
No,
sugar?
it was just saying that a sugar, somebody that ate sweets was addicted to sweets, not actually eating sugar like by the 5-pound whatever. But it was just people that liked sugar so much that they had to have it every day in donuts or whatever sweets they chose.
There's our Victor. Oh, and that's my friend went to the HEB that's like 35 miles away, and she calls me and she's like, they have the glazed croissants again, and I said, oh, you shouldn't have told me that. And she said, you want one of mine? And I said, no, thank you, I'll wait.
Hey y'all.
Hi Vicky.
Vicky. How y'all doing?
Hey Vicky.
Hi Wyatt.
I love sugar.
Well, you need a brain scan, man. You got a problem. We just thought we'd tell you.
No, my mom checked me. I ain't nuts.
That's Shelton saying, damn it.
I know.
We'd all fail that one.
Y'all remember that song?
Was it crazy?
We're missing, is it chromosomes or we're missing brain cells or something? We lost some along the way.
Yeah, I tried to quit smoking today. That didn't go over well.
Thank you, Jerry Lee. I agree. And there's our Victor.
I would have nothing to do if I quit smoking.
Oh, that's yeah.
I was doing good. I went like what? Almost going on 9 hours without a cigarette. My daughter called.
Well, not your daughter, your granddaughter.
Yeah, my granddaughter called.
Because of your daughter's shit.
Yeah, because of my daughter's shit.
Uh-oh.
Yep. But I got the patch on, so.
Still, she only had like 2 or 3 today.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Don't smoke with the patch.
Huh?
Don't smoke with the patch on.
I told her it'd make her sick, but she didn't listen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my second cigarette with a patch on, so I'm good.
Okay.
But when I first put it on, man, my arm was burning and shit. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't like them patches. They make me cough too much. They're too harsh when you light them.
I thought you were going to say chew them.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we lost another one.
Yeah, another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
I lost
Echo's
her
got,
this time.
Echo's got something going on.
You hear me?
What?
I said they don't like me. That's why they're leaving.
That's ain't got nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I know. I'm lovable.
But that was a fact. And in a meeting, when I started a show, there'd be minus 50 people in here.
There's no such thing.
Somebody quitting smoking. She keeps coming back here stealing my cigarettes. Well, still, she don't roll her. She bitches the difference in the two of them and then takes them.
Yep.
Which I'm good with. She's only had a couple today. She goes, "You're going to start these things?" I said, "No." I said, "Once you get it to where you quit, I'll just stop."
Well, y'all are good. I'm just fine with mine. Not quitting.
I'm tired of waking up coughing, and she coughs a lot, and she's on that albuterol, and I guess she's finally realized that it ain't there, and it ain't just congestion and pollen and.
One of the reasons she was trying to play with Alistair the other day, and she got winded.
I keep trying to highlight the chat.
NC Deb's down there too. We lost her.
Yep. Wi-Fi went out. Lost the link. Cindy said if my daughter called, I would eat a bottle of Valium.
Why?
I don't know. I guess.
Wait, the one thing about it, don't blame yourself for anything your kids do. You show them the path. You can't make them walk down it. That's the way I look at it. I don't like the way they do. I wish they'd do better. Wish they'd listen. This all started with all this shit at the end of 2019 when the cold started. And I got called a brainwasher and stuff like that, and saying that I pushed Vicky into voting for T-Man and push my ideals. I don't push my ideals on anybody. I just say how it is. And
I kind of think Vicky has a mind of her own.
yeah, she'll tell me quick where I can get off and where I can go, and
Tell you where to shove it.
yeah, and how many fucks I can fly away on it. She's kind of like me. She don't mince words at all.
Yeah, I had one of those. I'm allergic to almost all kinds of meds, but I had that one medicine that in chat, I think it was Cindy mentioned, what started with a V, and I had just one. When I had back burning, they had burned my nerve endings in my back 2 years ago. Within 8 minutes, I was flying out of the chair. I was saying, we're going to NASCAR, baby. And I was yelling down the hallway. They were trying to push me into the operating room to do the bath. It was just, the doctor was just looking at me. Everybody was hysterical. And they opened the doors and I go, Happy Thanksgiving. And here it was like in my, around Christmas, January time. But it was just like, yeah, I wasn't myself. And it was only the first time I had it and the last time.
Hey, V. Hey, welcome back, Deb.
Hi, V.
Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Chuck. Hey, Deb. Hey, everybody.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm just getting back. I'm still in my car. I'm just getting back from, I visited my son. He just got out of the hospital. He's doing well. So,
Try turning your mic up. You sound
like you're talking to a cup.
It's way away. Let's see.
let me see.
Try that now.
All I have is cell phone.
Sounds like your mic's covered up. We can sort of hear you, but
While they're in a hole.
I'll just listen.
I'm rolling cigarettes up. Y'all hear that weird noise?
Listen to Chuck's music.
I would have never guessed.
Either that or a vibrator's broke, huh? Like, boy, that thing sounds like it chips your teeth.
Was there a train accident tonight? Because I have not heard one train since we've been on. What's up with that?
It's kind of weird, ain't it? Normally, with almost 2 hours, there should have been about 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, you better check your local maybe YouTube weather or something, or your YouTube for any wrecks.
Maybe too many trains have had flats and they're just slow tonight.
Let's go see if you want to take a bet, Chuck, to see whose train came first, mine or yours.
Yeah, I don't ever hear yours, Jen. What's up with that?
Oh, no, they come. Pretty much like Chuck's. It's spontaneous. Then we got a noon bell every day at noon.
Wow.
Got to remind everybody when to eat, you know.
Oh, yeah. And, oh, yes, well, you have to tell your car story, your truck story about your bank.
Oh, I can't think right now what, the camper?
No, she goes into a bank, a local bank, and she says, I want to buy a truck, and I just wanted to see, what kind of loan I could get. And she said, I'm going to be traveling and, all that stuff. And the bank looks at her and said, if you're going to take the truck out of state, we aren't going to give you the loan.
Yep.
I'm not kidding.
That was yesterday. Yep.
Have y'all ever heard of such crap?
I was stunned.
I'd be like, oh no, I'm just going to use it to go back and forth to the grocery store at 5 miles away. And what you do with it after that's none of their business.
Right.
Did you hear that about the new Ford trucks? If you don't make your payments, the truck drives itself back to the dealer.
What?
Yep, that's what I heard today.
Oh my God.
They're putting it in the Ford trucks and other Ford vehicles. And it's programmed to if you stop payments, they can turn it off and find it because it's got GPSs on all the trucks. And
Excuse me, but I'm never going to buy a Ford. I've only bought one in my life, and I will never buy one again.
the new electric Fords, they'll drive themselves and park and stuff like that.
That's kind of like
they programmed it to where to drive itself back to the dealer.
That's like the trash taking itself out. I hate Fords.
Well, I've got a Mustang. I've had it for 16 years, and it hasn't been too bad. It still works.
They're all right. I used to sell Fords, and I was a mechanic for years, and I'm kind of biased to what GMs and stuff because they seem to hold up longer. But
during the last hurricane that went through Florida here, I looked outside, and the only thing I could see on my car was the antenna. The rest of the car was underwater, and I ended up drying it out, vacuuming it, all kinds of stuff like that. Had the engine taken care of and oil changed, the transmission changed, everything done and greased, and it still works. Fortunately, the dirt didn't get in the car, but the water did. And so the car wasn't full of mud or anything. It was just, there was a lot of silt in there. But otherwise, I vacuumed it all out and dried it out for a couple of days, and the car still runs right today.
Yeah, if you would, when you get a chance, look on there with cars after Katrina. Some of them, even when they weren't underwater long, about a year later, electrolysis started kicking in, and all your connections, your computers, and all that, the electrolysis will start getting to it. So if you get a chance, I'd flip it.
Oh, I put those fans that you use to clean, dry underneath your carpet. I put a couple of those fans and took out the seats, and it blew air into the dash for 3 or 4 days.
Bill Whitaker, I'm not sure who you are, and I've had somebody sneaking up trying to come in. So
I had stuck it in a small garage with 6 humidifiers in it, and I had about 10 of those boxes of that powder in a can, the dehumidified, and it seemed to work out pretty good. Yeah, I understand about what you're talking about. It seemed like the aluminum on the engine corroded, oxidized. I think that's what it's called. But otherwise, the car runs now. So the thing is fun about owning a Ford is it's finally paid for.
I told them a while ago they had to participate in chat first. Check. I know it's your channel, but I thought maybe that would keep that from happening.
that dude right there is being relentless, trying to put porn up here. I know your woman didn't hug you enough, but go find somebody to hug it, or go hug a tree.
What was that movie? Oh yeah, Superstar.
Take your pathetic shit someplace else.
Where she was kissing the tree.
Yeah. There's plenty of freaks out there. Go find them.
Do I need to hop back and chat and whack a troll? Or they're coming up.
They're not even talking in chat.
Was in private. He keeps changing her name. I don't have the link out there posted, so it's got to be. It's the same person doing it over and over. It's just like they have to flaunt it that the village idiot's missing somewhere, and they're trying to find their way back.
But you know what? The computer balls end up usually being really small, so don't even bother.
The bad thing about it, they're so gutless, they won't come out and really let you know who they are because they're too scared. They're small people.
We couldn't see anything on that June. I couldn't.
It was it said Bill Walker, and it showed a guy sitting in a recliner back, and then it showed something that looked like Obama's old lady, and then I clicked it off, but just I clicked it off, it was porn.
We don't want to see Big Mike.
We don't want to see any part of Big Mike.
No, we don't.
Hey, Garrett.
Hi, Garrett. I can't see the chat, but
It was a 49 Chevy, Chuck.
What's that?
Cool. The car she was showing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I missed it. I guess I was staring off. Trying to let that bother me.
Okay, I'll try again. See if I can do it.
You were in La
Let's
La
see.
Land.
Hold on, let me zoom it in.
oh wow.
Cool looking.
Sorry. You have the strong, stiffest hand, but 49.
Wow.
49er. That's older than I am. Whoa.
Two-tone blue.
Yep. Black
That's
and blue.
nothing.
That's cool.
it. Thank you.
Yeah.
No keys, and it was so cool. You push your foot on the gas, and there's a button underneath the gas pedal or next to it. So your foot would be sideways. Then you pull the choke, and it was 3 on the tree, and it was started up, and it was a pretty cool truck. Yeah, that was one of my first trucks.
Wow.
Yeah, back in the day.
Yeah, there's no telling Garrett and Ben. It's small brains, small dicks, small ideas.
Yes, Jared, it's me. It is John.
Not you. I'm talking about the person doing the porn.
Oh.
No, I meant to say that Jen's got a really good voice now that I'm up here on panel with her. I mean, you're clear as a bell, and you're dead sexy, girl.
Too sexy for this chat. No, I can't. I'm sorry.
Hey, Craig.
I can't help it. I love spontaneous things.
We don't mind. I don't think any of us, like, we don't usually stay on subjects for very long at all. We jump from one to the other, to the other, to the other. And then there's some little pesky thing that comes in chat, and then we forget about them.
Okay, we're going to talk about food now? No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask y'all something. Y'all were talking about cholesterol and doctors and stuff. How many pills do you take a day?
0.
I don't take it. 0 myself.
Are you talking about statin drugs?
Any kind of prescribed medication.
There's no way. No way. I'm not ever. No.
I was on pain pills and Xanax prescribed for 9 years and quit them cold turkey 3 years ago, 4 years ago, something like that.
I understand.
There's too many things out there you can do to lower your cholesterol besides a statin drug. I mean, you can take extra garlic pills. You can take red yeast rice. You can take my mind is blank right now, but there's just even fish oil pills, just
Yeah, good avocado, positive cholesterol in avocados help.
Right.
The thing is with me, I guess I'm the black sheep of the crowd or something, but I have had, I don't know, I don't want to just blurt it out, but there's dozens and dozens of things wrong with me, and they have tried to put me on at least 60 medications, and I'm on 3, and everybody in my family by my age, except for my mom, was on 10 or more. So I feel like I'm doing good for my family and all of our hereditary things that we have.
Well,
I don't
nobody,
walk, yeah.
Nobody should be going off of a medication that they need, but if there's a good substitute, a more natural way, and it's working, that's the way to go. I mean, for sure.
I've tried so many. I've spent so much money on so much stuff trying, and there's just 2 meds. They work for me, and I've had the same dose for 9 or 10 years, and it's just the same dose. And if I was getting used to it or whatever, and I don't understand how people can get high off of anything, because I've never taken anything that made me high. It just got rid of the pain or got rid of the anxiety attacks. And I've had anxiety attacks since I was 23 was my first one.
Yeah, I got in a car wreck 2010, and they wanted to do surgery on me, started me on Lortab, and then it worked its way to oxycodone, and I think the last one was 25 milligrams.
Oh, they overprescribed. Like, they start you out. If they start you out, I'm on one of the weaker ones, right? They start you out on I was talking to somebody today on like an OxyContin or whatever it's called. They sometimes start you on the drugs that are the strongest first without trying the others. And I was lucky enough to get, as things got popular, like the first thing that came out was Tylenol 3. And that was the first thing, because I have been in multiple, 6 car wrecks, taking a windshield out with my head. I mean, just all kinds of broken things. And, they try to put you on the strong stuff to begin with, and then you do get a buzz off of it or whatever. And that's how they create the addicts that come back and start doing heroin instead of doing those drugs, because they can't get them on the street, And I just think if they would chill out, there's something between taking ibuprofen and call me in the morning after you've had a car wreck, or been in a 10-car pileup, and there's something, at the other extreme that is so strong that it messes you up from the minute you take it the first time. It's too strong to begin with.
Yeah, they get you screwed up getting used to that, and once that does nothing, then nothing will get up. Then they double it. They had me on those and Xanax. They tried OxyContin on me, but my insurance wouldn't pay for it. My copay was like $500, and I'm like, no.
What?
Yeah, that's
through your employer.
That's Medicare.
Oh wow.
Well, the reason why I asked about the medication was that I saw my brother the other day, and he pulls out this box, and I'm like, how many pills do you take? He's like, well, I got 16 different types, but this one I take 2 of them, and this one I take 4 of them, and that one I take 3. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. He's 70 years old.
I know a guy on 40 he can't walk. He's bedridden right now. He's on 40 pills, and he is 57 years old.
Yeah, he's bedridden from all the pills.
No, well, no, he actually he was feeding the homeless, and he stepped in a puddle with a sore on the bottom of his foot, and it just started eating. They had to actually slice the bottom of his foot up and stuff. So it's serious. But I said to him, I'm like, how can you take, and I said, you must mean 40 pills a day, not 40 types of meds. And he goes, no, 40 pills a day. And I was like, well, gee, that's enough.
Yeah, he said there was 16 different types. He didn't really give me a total of all the pills. But I'm 64. I don't take any medication. Little 420 and a couple gummies every now and then. I feel pretty
heck
good.
yeah.
Yeah, you just reminded me I need to shake my brew up over here.
Are you on disability?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've been on disability a few years. Yes.
Okay. Just wondering.
I used to be a paint contractor, and I fell off the ladder a few times.
Wow.
And so I got knocked up to where I couldn't crawl anymore.
That's amazing, Chuck, that you were able to get off those Xanax, because it's a very difficult drug, and I was on them for a little while myself, and I just made sure I got myself off them because they are very addicting.
Yeah.
I quit them in late 2019, right about the time the coof started.
Yeah, right. That's when.
That's when I started taking more, Chuck. I take more, Chuck. When that happened, I was almost off of them completely. I was happy. Right. The economy was good. Everything was grand back then. And then I'd almost quit smoking. I was taking half the pain meds. I was like, life is good. And then all of a sudden, I just went backwards.
I quit. My doctor goes, you can't just stop these cold turkey. They'll
Yes, you can.
on the phone. And he goes, you can't just stop taking them, period. You've been taking them now for 9 years. And I'm like,
yeah, you can. I've done it.
I told him, I said, I haven't taken one in 2 months. Nothing. He goes, did you have the shakes and all that? I said, yeah, for a day or two. He goes, your body can shut down. You can have a heart attack, stroke.
Man,
they're paid dysphoria. They're paid dysphoria.
Wow. That's some kind of. That sounds like kickback paddywhack.
Yeah, he said your body detoxing that stuff can kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were told a lot of lies.
Well, I can see it with mine. If I miss a pill, I can tell because my head starts like tremors. I don't even know how to explain it, but the kids can see it.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Is it like facial twitching, Bonnie?
No, it's my whole head.
Yeah, I've had the same thing, and I think because I've never had this before, I think it's something to do with stress of today. I don't think it has to do with our meds unless they're doing something to them.
Well, I'm staying on them. I got it down to 1 milligram a day, where I've been taking them since '94, and they had me on 4 to 5 a day.
Yeah, I'm 1.5, so I'm right there with you. I got 3 halves a day.
So that I was able
to. I mean, that's amazing.
That low, I think, is pretty good.
Yeah, me too. Because Chuck said he was on 4 grams a day or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was taking 1 milligram, the blue one.
Wow.
They gave me enough of them to take 6 a day. They want me to take them every 4 hours, take 1.
Right.
That'd be a coma. That's at a coma.
Yeah.
And then my Lortab was the same thing, or then my oxycodone was the same thing. And my doctor, he isn't a pill pusher. He goes, if you want this stuff to work, you want it to help, he goes, maintain a schedule. Don't ever miss it. Don't ever try to catch up if you miss it. He goes, take both of them the same time. Take them every 4 hours. He goes, in the middle of the night, set an alarm, get up, take your stuff, go back to bed.
Yeah, but he's telling you to take them even if you didn't need them. That I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
I can't see getting up in the middle of the night.
You're really.
I get
Bad
up in
thing
the middle
about
of
it,
the night
the
and smoke
pain pills
one.
at first, I had enough problems with my back and neck that, okay, I'm taking these. I've been on them for a month now. I feel a lot better. I can do stuff now. No, you can't.
Wow. Yeah.
About it, I noticed over the time of 9 years taking those, every joint in my body got to where it hurt. My back, shoulders, neck, even where it wasn't normally hurt. Fingers and stuff felt like it was arthritis everywhere. And I don't know if it's because of it or what, but it's a lot less now that I've quit. As time goes, it goes away. But I still notice those. Why is my left heel hurting in my big toe on my right? And wake up with your elbow hurting in the side of your head. I'm like, all these weird pains you get with old age is like,
I just write that off as being old.
I was sitting here earlier, sitting on the edge of my recliner like I always do when I'm online. Across my leg, I felt something pop in my back, and then it felt like it was like a numb pain, like somebody was shoving their thumb in my back up to the first knuckle. And I was like, yeah, that wasn't good.
I got a question, Chuck. Okay, the first time that I was prescribed anything, back in the day, it was something else before Xanax, but I was actually taken to the hospital. I had an uncontrollable panic attack where my entire body started shaking. I was sweating. I was curled up in a ball, and my husband threw me in the car. When you had your first, did you actually have an anxiety attack or multiple anxiety attacks before you got on the Xanax?
Mine was being depressed because I couldn't go to work and bills. And
They gave you that for depression?
yeah, because my depression caused and triggered anxiety, and I'd have heart palpitations.
Oh, okay. Okay, I get it. Because I only take that. I don't take like an antidepressant. But they had me on an antidepressant for 23 years. And I started having these bumps like come up in my body. And I was like, what the heck is going on? And then I went, I don't feel the same because your body metabolism changes. And I decided cold turkey, go off of them after 23 years. And I went in and told the doctor. And it was just like, why did you do that? And all this stuff. And I was like, because it wasn't working anymore. And I've been on them too long. And I just went off.
They tried Prozac on me one time too, and all that did is made me unreasonable and not know why things agitated me and make me just fly off the hook.
That's amazing.
And I got to looking, and that's one of the drawbacks to it that Prozac can do.
Yeah, that's the one I went and begged them to get me off the streets because I was going to kill somebody. And they wouldn't take me. But I did the pills. Can I tell y'all a little story real quick?
Sure.
Anna Marie is not here because she got kicked out. She was letting the dogs out, and they ran down the ramp after a possum that was in the dog yard. She ran down into the snow barefoot and picked up the dogs. In the process, she drop kicked the possum over the fence. I'm sorry, It's funny. And she messed up her back again. So they're all settled down, and she's in chat. Love you, Anna.
How do you drop kick a possum? I
know.
That right
Play
now.
the possum.
You
Damn
stick your
possum.
foot under it and launch it.
God said, you shouldn't have kicked that possum, so I ain't gonna make you fall and go boom.
Yeah, I just seen that. She sent it to me too.
They have they said they have the Virginia possum. I guess Deb might know about that because she's my neighbor. But I do see possums even in the heavily populated. Like I don't live in the country. I live in the city, and I have seen possums.
Well, unfortunately, since all of this white cloud and everything has been over, the only wildlife I heard birds for the first time in 5 days today.
Wow.
The only thing I hear are frogs. I don't see any rabbits. I even threw something out to see if a possum or raccoon would come out and eat it, and I've not seen one possum, not one raccoon, no wildlife at all. It's sad. I've been seeing wildlife the entire time and having birds singing every morning, and it's just weird. Carl said that the geese are flying around in circles because the geese don't know what's winter and what's summer because the north is the south and the south is the north, and it's all messed up.
Time to leave, time to go back, time to leave, time to go back.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Here you go. I don't know if you guys can read that or not.
It's
Daniel.
cheat.
Daniel
looks like-
doesn't see that.
I have a question. Can I throw it out there?
Sure.
I don't know if anybody's had a big surgery, but I'm having it's called a total reverse shoulder surgery. My shoulder's being completely replaced. It's called reverse. And I'm allergic to every med you could think of, pain med, what all you guys were talking about. But I don't know what I'm going to do, pain wise. I don't know. I don't know. Any suggestions?
Start trust natural stuff.
Well, I do a lot of natural, but it's just kind of, yeah.
Do more and get salves and edibles.
Okay, I have a lot of salve. Well, not a lot, but I have salve and heating pad. I can't do ice packs. Yeah.
Somebody told me the other day, trust in Himalayan salt too. They take and make like a poultice and put it on stuff. I had this thing that started out like an ingrown hair in the corner of my mouth, and earlier it had been bothering me all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I licked my finger, put some of that Himalayan salt on it, put it on there, and burned for a minute, but now it's not bothering me, so we'll see what happens.
Oh, wow.
I also
go ahead.
I keep a little spray bottle of colloidal silver. I use the silver spray on some of the things, and also the iodine, like Lugal's iodine, the povidone iodine, the safe iodines, and man, that stuff really works.
I used to work with an old man that had knee pain, and he would put a 50-cent piece of silver, 50-cent piece in his cheek inside his mouth when his knee would start bothering him. He said that him having that silver in his mouth put enough in his system made his knee stop bothering him.
Well, there you go, Jen. There you go,
I do
Jen.
have the claddle silver too.
She makes it. Her daughter makes it for her. Yeah.
Nice.
And that's what I was going to say. I've known people, one of my neighbors, the rotary cuff and all that, he couldn't even lift or anything. And it's just doing natural, the way he was eating changed. And there was no surgery. I would be just really leery, especially if you're allergic to so much.
Yeah.
Going through something that massive is with bone, Yeah,
I'm scared. I've done 6 months of PT and they can't do any more.
Start doing more colloidal silver. Go through a detox where you take like ounces of it and do it for like 3 to 5 days and see if you can get what pain you have now to go down by dosing the silver.
When I dose and I spray the muscle, my bicep, nothing's working.
Keep steady appointment with Dr. D.
I agree with Agent J. Smoke lots of pot and make you feel better.
Yeah, but she gets a little like loopy. She can't do that either. So I was going to suggest either the lidocaine patches or the BioFreeze, which you can get it just about anywhere now. And there's another thing. It's an old timey. It's called Capsaicin ointment, and that stuff rocks for pain. Like the army guys used to use it.
Yeah, capsaicin, that's made out of like hot peppers and stuff. That stuff's
hot pepper. Yeah.
That's good for your blood pressure too. You're talking about this stuff?
Yep.
That's the stuff.
I love that stuff. That's like a Lortab and a roll-on.
I do too, because it doesn't smell. That's what my chiropractor gave me.
It smells, It smells like you rub Bengay all over you, but it works.
I'm sure you didn't smell any Lord.
Yeah,
It doesn't last long, but it feels good, especially if somebody's rubbing it in. That feels really good.
We don't have anybody rubbing anything in.
Hey, look, I paid the man to rub it in, but I had this chiropractor. He was really good. He was a chiropractor, but he specialized in massage, and he would rub me for like 45 minutes my back. I mean, he charged me $10. He'd sometimes rub me for an hour. I just never said anything.
Well, chiropractors are magic. They have taken care of everything on me from sinus infections to cramps.
Yeah, after the car wreck, since I wouldn't go to get surgery done, I started seeing a chiropractor, and me and him had cut up. Vicky loved it. We'd get in there. I'd make his day, and he was telling me about this old patient he had come in there. She comes in there every now and then, and he's like, "Yeah, that lady come in today." I said, "What lady?" He goes, "The one I've been telling you about. She comes in here, and she goes, she's doctor." She's like, "I'm paining in my vagina. My back hurts so bad." He goes, "She please put your hands on me." And she'd get up, she said she'd go, "Ooh, ooh."
Oh my God.
That old lady didn't have insurance, but she'd come in there and she'd hug him when she leaves. She goes, "You're better than my first husband."
Oh my goodness.
She's a painting. Oh Lord.
Y'all mentioned the pain patches and lidocaine. I went to visit my wife, and she had 15 lidocaine patches all over her.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
She's gotten addicted to it. She's got shingles.
Oh no.
And so she's covered in them things. I'm like, "Honey, you doing okay?" She just looks at me with her glassy eyes. "Yeah, I'm doing fine."
They used to have fentanyl patches, and I had a friend who was like, he knew how much pain I was in. It was when I first became disabled, and I didn't know all the things wrong with me. So they were like, go to all the doctors and get all the diagnosis. So I was like, boom, there's one other one. Boom, there's another one. So he gives me this patch, and I looked, and I'm glad I looked at my pain pill, because if I would have taken that thing with my pain pill, I would have overdosed.
Yeah, and if you mix some of that stuff, if you're taking Xanax, it'll kill you.
That's what I mean. It was like this friend was trying to help me out, and I'm like, you can have these back because, number one, you're 350 pounds, and they probably work great for you, but I'm already on pain meds,
I had a buddy of mine, he had blood clots in his legs, and they thought it was diabetic related, and they said it wasn't. Some of it was lack of getting around. Some of it was, I forget what it was. He said he had an infection in his foot, and it caused issues. And they ended up cutting half of one of his feet off, and then they ended up cutting his other one off his leg off below his knee.
Mm-hmm.
And they had him on patches for something, and it got to the point none of that worked. And he said the worst pain he's ever felt in his life is in the bottom of a foot that wasn't even there. And he said he had some patch, I don't remember if it was lidocaine or what. He said it got so bad, I woke up one night, he said it felt like my foot was on fire. He goes, I opened that patch up and I was chewing on it. I hurt so bad.
Oh my God. Because you'd say that you still have the feeling that your limbs are still there. That's what they say.
He's like, I don't know if that doctor was burning that part of that limb or what they were doing. He goes, but I felt every bit of it. I'm like, you chewed on a patch? He goes, yeah, it worked. He said it knocked me loopy, but he goes, that stuff's supposed to be time release. He goes, I just chewed on it.
Well, my brother was in a real bad wreck, 94, and until about 8 years ago, he was on all kinds of pain meds and drank a lot of alcohol to try and ease the pain. And I kept on at him about it because we know what that combination does. And so he finally went to get acupuncture, and he is not on any of the pain medications anymore.
It works. I went to 2 or 3 visits, Bonnie, and it helped my neck incredibly. And that was the first time I'd ever done it. But she charged for it. It was like extra from the insurance.
Yeah, it helps with stopping smoking too. So.
Hit Gal says the tube stuff works better than the roll-on, which I was telling her I have both.
But that capsaicin ointment is like the stuff that's made of the peppers and stuff. That I mean, that it's got a burn, a cool, and then it just goes away. The pain goes away. It's wild.
I got a buddy of mine that can get habaneros and he'll cut them in half and rub one right up under his kneecap on both knees. He said it'll burn your skin for a little while. He goes, but it helps his knees.
That's wild. How like you can eat cayenne pepper and it'll help your digestive system.
Yeah. Cayenne and the apple cider vinegar with mother in it. My boys that we used to work out take that and mix up this cocktail, and it was for muscle soreness and help your muscles get used to it. And plus, it was good for their heart, blood pressure, all that. And they were drinking that stuff when they work out. Wyatt and my middle son. I was all never been working out with. We were doing keto, and they were working out all the time. And then holidays come around. I think it was 2 or 3 years ago now, and I was like, well, they want me to make dressing and stuff, and if I make it, I'm going to eat it. So I'll just kick keto for a few days and go back on it. I'm like, yeah, that ain't going to happen.
I'm about to call the railroad and ask them where the train is. What number do I dial, Chuck?
1-800 choo-choo.
It's eerily quiet, isn't it?
Yeah. It's getting spooky.
Well, I'm going to say goodnight, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night. Well, it's good to have you up, Jen.
Yeah, same here. Thank you for having me, Chuck. It was so good to talk to everybody here and everybody in chat and meeting everybody. And thank you for letting me talk and sharing everything. And it's beautiful. Thank you so much.
Can I add a suggestion about the silver?
What?
My grandma used to put a silver dollar in the bottom of the teapot when she made coffee.
Wow.
And the molecules of silver will go into the coffee.
Yeah, they in the Bible, that's what they used to purify water. They threw silver coins in water to purify it, so it's right in the Bible.
Yeah, trace elements and stuff will come out, and then there's acid in the coffee and tea and all that will come in it too.
Yeah, she was 98 years old and spry as a fiddle, you know. She's like Granny on Beverly Hillbillies.
Yeah.
But that's what she did. And you look in the bottom of the coffee pot and there's like 1,800 silver dollars laying in the bottom of the coffee pot still, even after she passed away.
Wow.
And it was like, wow, that was something. She always did that. I was wondering why she was always healthy. Never got sick, never once. And like myself, I don't take any medication because I haven't been to a doctor in 7 years. Last time I had my appendix out, was last time I was at the hospital, and it was like never since. Stay away from them doctors. I've learned the past couple of years they're out to get you.
Yes.
And like I was explaining, my brother's 70 years old and he takes 16 different types of medication. I'm like, you were insane. Your doctor's making a fortune off of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've stayed away, but I fell in September and I landed on my left side, and that's when I busted my shoulder. So
well, I did introduce him to some 420 and gummies, and he's slowed down quite a bit on his medication, and he doesn't complain anymore. So I guess it's helping him.
Oh,
but I just wanted to tell you about the silver dollars, hon. Hope you have a good night.
Yeah, I know you guys about that old guy putting it in his mouth, putting his cheek, 50-cent piece, quarter, whatever it was he did, and he's like, every now and then I got to find another. He goes, because it starts getting smooth, but.
Well, she was always boiling water all the time. It was winter houses, especially, but she was constantly boiling water. And it did taste pretty good, the water she would give you. Because he's constantly making everybody a glass of, here, have a glass of tea, kind of thing,
Kill all the bio stuff in it for sure.
And so that's one thing I thought about to suggest with you about the silver.
Okay.
If you can't get it any other way, that's one way to do it.
Okay.
That's what Cindy in the chat was saying about rich people with the silver spoons and the silver rattles. And
it all means something.
Yep.
That's what I need to do. I thought about it a while back. That bucket Berkey I made in there about dropping a couple of these silver dollars I got in it, leaving it in the bottom.
It's a good idea.
All right. Thank you for having me again. Bye, guys.
You're welcome back anytime.
Love you, Jen.
Love you.
Much love.
Yeah, that's my brother. He's like half metal, and that he was able to get off of pain pills. I just hate to see her go through that when it's not necessary. And I know she fell, but if she's been in physical therapy, it's moving, and I hate to see her do that with so many other alternatives.
Yeah. I'm gonna see what this is like. I got let's see, what Monday will be 11 weeks I've had that stuff in that jar. I'm debating on whether waiting that last week or go ahead and make it. They say after 60 or was it 90 to 30, after 45 days is when most people wait. But if you go the whole 90 days, then it makes it the best it can be. But
I was gonna say, you know, with kind of injuries that people get, the deep tissue damage or bruising can actually take longer to heal than like the surgery and everything else. So I stepped on you get those cow toes or cow hooves or whatever for your dogs. I stepped on one time and it kind of rolled in the sharp edge underneath it, and all my weight went right down on it, and it bruised between the inside part of my heel and across my foot, and I think it took like 4 years before I didn't have pain where I could actually put my foot down all the way.
yeah, because you get around and walk on it all the time, even when it starts to feel better, you accidentally do any little thing and you re-agitate it.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I broke my ribs like up under my arm years ago. And every so often, if I lean on that elbow, or it'll start hurting in that area. And I never did.
Did you chip the bone?
Well, I don't know. I'm not going to go in and get it x-rayed.
No, well, I'm just
wrapped
saying.
it and went on.
You might have chipped the bone, is what I'm saying.
Well, then it's just floating around in there.
Yeah, I got bones floating around too. My body just grows bones.
Yeah, hit gallons. You can do that with silver coins too. Get you either like a cell phone charger, drill charger, whatever, and hook it up. Have the two lines running to stainless steel paper clips, and take 2 silver coins, whether it's solid silver or old 63 or before coins, just drop them down in a jar or glass or whatever, and it'll start bubbling and stuff, and it'll make colloidal silver. You just have to look online. I'm not a doctor, and I don't know what, but I don't think you can get enough out of it unless you melt the whole coin to make it lethal. I know some, instead of using 9-volt batteries, they just use a charger and wire up both ends to 2 stainless paper clips, because this paper clip stainless doesn't erode.
When's the last silver coin? Like 1962 or 64?
63, 64 went
the half dollars went copper.
70%, after 64 was 70%, and I think after 70 there was no silver, or after 67 there was no silver.
It goes all the way to 69.
69. All right, so I know. Remember what they were 90% up to 63. Then after that it was either 45 or 60%. And it was like a few more years, and then they just stopped. But they'd have some things. Oops, there was accidental stuff that was running silver and got out there, but those coins are worth a lot more than the silver.
I believe the 64 90%. I got a crap load of them.
They stopped after Kennedy got popped.
I got Kennedy and I got Eisenhower ones up in my storage, and that doesn't do me any good here, but
I Benjamin Franklin around here. I know a lot of people. I used to carry one in my pocket, and I always wondered why, when I was working and stuff, be all sweaty, and that $50 being in your pocket, it seemed like my right side would always feel less pain at the end of the day than my left. I never thought of it before. That's before I knew about colloidal silver. That was 30 years ago.
did you know that you can wear copper bracelets and different copper jewelry, and that helps with pain too?
Yeah, Mom used to do that.
Yep, my mom, every time I'd go on vacation, I'd buy her a new copper bracelet from whatever state I would go to.
My mom's chemistry was so jacked up. She would erode, make it brittle, 18 karat gold, and if she came in contact with like silver, put a silver bracelet, wearing both of them, that gold would make around her skin blister around that gold, just because of having copper with that.
I gotta see if they have them up there still.
So she always had to watch any kind of filled jewelry or what have you. She's wearing her wedding rings and stuff because it would affect it, just like have an earring that had some kind of copper in it.
I did the same thing with my wedding ring.
They do. Vicky's the same way.
What, 5 sets of rings.
You got that fucking alien blood though.
You know what's funny? You should take Chuck, take a mood ring. Find a mood ring. Find a mood ring.
Y'all know that?
What was that, Bonnie?
I said, did I just hear that?
What, alien blood?
Yes.
Yeah, she's got that weird that negative whatever.
RH negative.
The kids had to have shots and stuff, and she did because when she was pregnant, they could kill each other.
If you put what was I gonna say? Oh my god, it was a good one too. Oh
Anna,
crap.
please be careful.
Fibromyalgia. I got a fibro fog. I just had something. Oh, it was talking about putting a mood ring on Vicky. Okay, get a mood ring and put it on Vicky, and if it turns black, you'll know that's it.
It blink on like Christmas lights on her.
Some people can actually put them on and they just have their reaction. There's no reaction. It turns no colors whatsoever. Like mine will turn green and blue and yellow and everything. But I had a friend, every time she put one on, I'd be like, here, I buy them. I said, this one works. Put it on. It would turn black.
Yeah, or slate gray. I had a friend of mine had one. It would just stay slate gray.
That's what mine used to do. It was like a gray color, grayish
You should
black.
give me one and see what mine is.
You're an alien.
Yeah, she got alien blood, and I got Nephilim blood.
Yeah, my son, I got a child that's got the same blood as me, and that's it.
The rest of them wanted to kill her.
Yep. At least he wanted me alive.
I got B positive. I think I'm just a normal person.
What is it? O positive or O negative or O? Well, some O is what you can go with any. It'll go with anything either way.
Negative.
Oh, negative.
Yep.
That's the thing. Mom and Cody with the RH negative, they can go into anybody, but nobody can come into them. Their organs and whatnot.
And I can't remember if it's plasma or blood I can't give.
I think it's plasma.
I think you're right.
We all need to put ours in a blood bank, but I don't trust that either because if we need it later, we need the pure stuff.
Yeah, the vampires would rob it.
Yeah, I'm worried about the government robbing my blood.
Yep.
Rob it.
They got a little you got a little code on you now, by the way. When you go in there, when they say are you or aren't you, you now have a code that says you're not.
That's another reason why I haven't been to a doctor.
You know, Medicare people come here that, well, we need to come check you out. I'm like, I'm not going to wear a mask. You're not going to poke me. You're not going to.
Yeah, especially in my own home.
I'm with you, Pootie Poot.
I'm like, well, they're like, well, I'm not going to come in there if I don't feel safe. I said, you're coming to my house. You're the one that visits hundreds of people. I don't.
Did
Well, I wanted to see, is Lisa Anderson still in chat? I wanted to ask her how she's doing and if she is eating a little bit more or how her appetite is, because she said she's lost like a huge amount of weight in the last 4 weeks.
She was in there and little ways
No, that's
back.
not good. I know how that is.
I think a lot of us do.
I went from 117 to like 90 something, and it sucked.
'Cause everything, whatever it was, everything was going straight through you.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't keep anything in my system.
How long did it last?
A couple years.
Yeah, a couple of years. Doctors couldn't figure out what the hell was going on or nothing.
Well, I just had an ear nerve.
Medicine, making it worse.
We lost somebody else.
Damn. I just had a ENT tell me that I was anorexic, and what was really funny is November when I went in, I was the same weight as me going in January, and now I got to fight to get that off my record because I'm so ticked off.
Yeah, I know I'm anorexic right now. I only weigh like 82 pounds.
Keep using them patches. Keep finding something else to keep yourself busy other than smoking. You'll gain your way back.
I hope so.
Gonna have scans.
I smoke and eat.
So do I.
I mean, me and my granddaughter are the exact same size. I mean, height, weight, and everything.
I'm wearing a training bra, man. I used to be like voluptuous.
Too. I used to wear a D, 36D. Now I'm in a B.
Me too.
Fucking sucks. No ass.
Me neither. I lost my ass too. This is awful, man. We're all just we're like, if we're what was they used to make fun of me. I'm like I was in high school. They said if you stick your tongue out, you could be a zipper, and then they used to call me beanpole.
Yep. They used to tell me I should be in Ethiopia because I was so small. I was like, screw all y'all.
Well, you aren't tall though, are you?
Oh no, I'm short. I'm 5'1".
See, I'm 5'8". It looks bad on me.
Yeah.
I'm towering. Yeah.
That's why I said I need to eat a skinny person, because both of you could fit inside of me.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm 5'8" and 210. I wish I could lose 20 pounds. I was going to tell her, you should bottle that sickness and use it for a weight loss supplement.
Yeah, because you can't find weight gain anything unless you get that whey protein crap. And oh my God, that tastes so nasty.
Yes, it does. Thank you. I'm not the only one that thinks it.
Yeah, it does.
Insure and stuff like that, y'all can drink it. It's better for you.
I'll refer you back to Vanilla Wafers and Cool Whip.
Yep.
I do the 30-gram muscle milks. I go for the big gusto. Instead of drinking 3 of the little Ensures or whatever every day, I just have 1 big dose of protein, and then I try to eat like 2 times a day, small meals, and then have a snack.
It's like I get so mad at these women that are going through menopause, and they everything they look at, they gain weight. It's like as soon as I hit menopause, there's stuff that I ate for years that I can't even touch now because it messes with my stomach. And it's like everything that I've eaten, it's like half of that before I've had to cut out of my diet because I can't even eat it.
Yeah.
It scares me up.
Okay, so Lisa's back in chat. She said 96 pounds, so she's gonna have to get on like the program that we got on, and that is just start doing nutritional shakes to get your protein, eat as much fat and types of fat, eat nuts, eat whatever tastes good to you, just start eating it, because that's what we had to do. And we had to figure out, Bonnie likes casseroles because she likes to eat beef, so she makes herself a casserole and just eats on it.
If she's craving salt, tell her to get peanuts. Because I was eating salt straight out of my hand. I was craving salt so bad when I started losing all that weight.
Yep.
And then they said my sodium was down. I was like, Doc, I eat salt straight out of my hand.
Yep, and potassium. Potatoes are good to pack it on. Bonnie likes the pasta. I like rice. I mean, you can do soups. I mean, just something you can force down until you can until you can get used to eating more solid. And it's partially stress too, I think, with all of us.
I don't know. I went from 130 to 80 in 6 months, and I was not doing any of that. No stomach issues, no nothing. It just happened. And
that's weird because I went from 160 to 160 something to 120 something, and I just can't get it back. And I think I don't know if my metabolism changed. I don't know what the heck happened. Am I going to be a skinny old person for the rest of my life now? Sleeping 4
I
hours
know,
a night?
right? Your skin's sagging.
Getting
That's what I
4
feel like.
Yeah.
I don't know, but back up to 114 because these vanilla wafers, because I was stuck at 112, 19 to 112 for the longest.
You know what I'm hearing? Well, I can stand up and look down and see my feet.
That's like I used to be able to eat banana splits to cut on weight, and I can't even eat them no more.
I told you, drink a beer and have a baked potato. Beer's a pork chop in every can. So,
see, this is what I was thinking. No, Lisa said that she can't keep anything down. I just flat out didn't have an appetite at all. Like nothing appealed to me. I didn't want to eat. I didn't get a hunger pain, nothing. But if she's throwing things up or not keeping anything down, it sounds to me like maybe there's infection going on or something.
Or gallbladder.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, I can admit I've been pregnant for 4 years.
I would much rather be plump. I mean, if I could get back to 130, I would be so happy because, like y'all said, and Chuck, I know it sounds ridiculous, but your skin does. It's just like you look 30 years older suddenly, and it's all, no, I don't like that.
grab a handful of it tied in a ponytail.
We need liposuction, Bonnie, like now.
No.
Not lipo, the skin.
I was going to say, no, not lipo.
No, the skin thing, not lipo, the skin thing where they take all the extra skin and they get rid of it after you lose a bunch of weight.
Collagen will work on that too. It makes your skin get its elasticity back. And
yes. I'm not going to get anything taken off either. No.
I read something. I know, Bonnie, I know you're not doing anything going anywhere unless your leg is hacked off by an axe or something. I get it. But I just think that
yes, Miss B, I agree.
Yeah, I can't I just can't, like, I'd started reading about collagen now, and I'm kind of scared about collagen because if you don't get the right kind, it can actually, or you get too much of it, it can actually hurt you. So I used to get it from an Indian place and I trusted it, but I gave that bottle away to somebody before I left. So I haven't tried collagen again, but I guess I could.
Okay, Ridge Runner. When I get beefy, I'll call you.
Ridge Runner, I like meat girls with meat on their bone. Yeah, hey, buddy, though, closer to the bone, the sweeter the meat. That's what you say about steaks. Bonnie, you like your steaks with a bone in them. So.
Well, with us,
oh my goodness!
You get the milk. Yeah, but you can't have the cow because we aren't cows.
Well, I wasn't trying to make nothing nasty sounding out of it. It just.
You want something that'll help your skin? Use extra virgin olive oil and massage it in to where you want it to rejuvenate.
Coconut oil, also the homeopathic that runs the health food store that's like 25 miles away. He came out and I was like,
the hawk said, "Moo."
I thought he was young And then they told me his age, and I was all, there is no way. I think he was like 70 then. And his skin was so smooth. And so I asked his wife, she was the one helping me with get the stuff I needed at the health food store. I said, how does he look so young? And she said that when he showers, he uses coconut oil all over and then just let the water rinse it. And then he just like pat dry or lets just air dry, whatever.
It's supposed to be better. They say towel rubbing on you is bad because the dryer
Yes.
and the detergents and
Hey,
all the chemicals in your water and the soaps. Then you add in the dryer stuff, so you're covering yourself with stuff.
Hawk's hearing our nasty conversation. But yes, I eat a lot of steak because the protein, that is the one thing that I have found that does put the weight on you. T-bone, sirloin, ribeye.
Hawk, if you want to come up, there's a link.
Favorite.
Yeah, because eating sugar stuff, it'll put weight on you, but it goes straight to your ass. And at least steaks and meats and stuff like that are complex, and you got to work them through.
That was
24 hours.
So seeing that we're talking about sex, I haven't seen sex lately. You know, you used to live right next door, but you moved away a long time ago.
Like 20 years.
If you see her, will you send her home, please?
I got the 7-year it talk, and that's to have some because I haven't had any in that long.
7. We don't even want to hear it, Deb. Whatever.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, after 7 years, you don't feel anything anymore. It is at about 3.5 years.
I'm a virgin again. I can't wait.
That's 13 years.
Yeah, Deb. You got a long ways to go.
When you're a virgin.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, I heard that one comedian talk about he went to San Francisco and he's so scared of somebody touching him that he said he dropped his wallet and he kicked it 3 blocks to his motel and kicked it on the elevator. Got out of the elevator and kicked it down the hall, and he opened his door, went in and kicked it in his room and closed the door, bent over to pick his wallet up, backed into the doorknob and almost had a heart attack.
Good God.
Oh, boy. You have some strange friends.
I can't stand
That was a comedian who was online the other day.
I hope so.
Okay, y'all, I got my house listed on Zillow. Wish me luck. I got a week, and if I don't get interest, I'm going with the realtor.
Oh, I'd stay away from a realtor. Sell it yourself.
That's
Why pay these people a fucking commission? You know more about that house than any realtor ever could. You know everything about your community. You know everything about about the plumbing. You know what's good, what's bad, what needs a little bit of fixing.
I tried Facebook though, and Facebook didn't work. I got 12 interested and 12 fizzles, and so I'm going for Zillow. And I know I've sold on Zillow before. I'm just praying I don't have to do this. I just want it to go.
Yeah, no, but you do all that stuff yourself. Don't let some realtor get involved.
They don't work anymore. They don't
No,
work
they
for
don't.
the money.
No, they don't. No, they don't. And the thing is that in most cases a house will sell itself.
What?
If it's the right person coming to look at your house, that house will sell itself.
Yep.
The idea is show them that it could be exactly what they're looking for. And to hell with giving money to a real estate agency that is just gonna, they're gonna suck dollars out of your pocket. They're first off they're gonna jack the price up because they got to get their cut. And then they'll say, well, we're gonna, we'll let them talk it down. But when they talk it down, that comes out of your part, not out of their part.
Yep.
Well,
know
I
what I
bought
mean?
and sold. I bought and sold 8 of them, and I'm done. Like realtors back in the 80s, they used to go and they used to take you to each house, and realtors worked on weekends. And now, my God, if you don't have a house that's worth $500,000, they don't even want to talk to you.
Oh yeah.
Make it liberal friendly too. Put in there like Wi-Fi friendly and scenic view. Excellent place for a summer rental.
All my neighbors are Democrats.
They've already ruined it down here, Hawk. They are ruining my town. I have people from Chicago, Miami, freaking Michigan, everywhere. They have ruined my town.
Use that. Like-minded people. Put them kind of little keywords in your.
I'll just put he, she. No, I'll put her, hims, and she, or no, she, hers, and his, hims. Welcome.
Just say
Pronoun welcome town.
Just all pronouns accepted. You know.
A multifaceted community.
Yeah.
Diverse. I'll say diverse tiny house for sale.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect background for selfies.
That's right. It's so diverse. The back half of the house is BLM. The front half is Antifa. The right side is
And I got
totally MAGA. And the left is, well, you know what the left is.
Yep.
All the wildlife identifies as unicorns.
And we get snowflakes too.
You know, a lot of those are the ones with money.
Jerry Lee, if it was a smart house, it would get up and move for her.
We lost somebody else.
Where'd you know?
Her house moved.
Shut the Wi-Fi off.
Yeah, if the house was that smart, it would move for you.
See what Cindy said? She said, my husband and I had birthday sex and we survived it.
I got Hawk mind melded, man. Hawk used to do that to me. He'd get up on panel and all of a sudden I'd be gone. It was the mind meld.
Is birthday sex like hallway sex when you walk by and say fuck off?
Oh my God.
No, in most cases, birthday sex is laying down.
It's like, it must be my birthday. It works.
For a lot of people, it's Rosie Palm probably, but for my birthday, it was Nunya. Hey, Hawk, I made it to 61 yesterday.
Well, happy freaking birthday to you.
Thank
happy
you.
Birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
I think I'm the kid on this panel. I'm only going to be 58.
My gosh. You're young.
We're both the same age, Chuck.
We are.
Yeah,
So
I was born
they can
November
tell
20 I was born November 22nd, 1966.
Ooh, November.
Yeah, I was born in 65 so, in August.
I was born exactly 3 years and 45 minutes after John F. Kennedy was assassinated.
Want to do that?
You're reincarnated.
Yeah. Boy, they made a mistake with that one.
You got my son laughing on that one, Hawk.
Yeah, but he's high, so.
So they can tell us to go sit in the corner. We're being bad.
Is that me?
Oh, damn it. My pipe is clogged up. Damn it.
Look at that.
That'd be your dad.
This one's gonna be Wyatt's.
Dogs were outside just a little bit ago.
What?
Sheriffs rolled by about 10 cruisers deep. And then we hear 3 ambulances go.
Oh,
and then all of a sudden, the big siren comes on. The fire trucks roll out. And then like 3 minutes later, they all pull back in.
That's me.
Like, what the fuck?
Right?
We just needed to go to the store.
Yeah.
Ooh, that looks good.
Yeah, Hawk, I'm still working. Monday I got 1 week left. It'll be 11 weeks Monday.
It's gonna be your motto.
Cindy,
This is gonna be Dad's.
you need a male to breed with, or are you looking for a puppy to raise to be a breeder?
Oh,
We got 2 pure bloods here.
Yeah.
I could be reading her comment wrong. I'm not sure, but I'd need to
Ready
put my
to breed a
glasses on.
litter of 4 dogs. I don't know.
I'll tell you, if Gunner was over a year old, I'd send him. Because I'll tell you what, there hasn't been a person who's come out to the farm in the last week that Gunner has not tried to bite him in the ass. And I'm not kidding. I am so not kidding. They're like, dude, all your dogs are nice, but that one. I'm not getting a response.
Jerry, you know I don't care about the caps thing.
Yeah, I don't know what Rex was thinking last night, or whatever his name is. Had to sit him
Nice,
straight
Lisa.
on.
Miss Anderson, have yourself a wonderful night. Sweet dreams.
Good night, Lisa. Try doing them baked potato things.
Or put it in a blender and make it liquid. You got to get something in you.
Sleep tight.
Right.
And may your dreams.
back up. She needs to go to the damn hospital.
I think that was on Lawrence Welk.
I had to do that for a while with the blender because of when you lose all that weight, your stomach shrinks too.
And also, once you tear your stomach up, you need to be on a bland diet and introduce stuff back slowly, or it'll just keep straight through you or out of you. Or...
Yep.
Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Have you done this? If she wants to try something that'll be easy on her stomach, rice and butter.
But I knew how to make it taste good. It's the weirdest thing. Hamburger meat and a piece of toast and water in a blender pot, and it tastes just like gravy. So easy to drink.
I don't look nothing like him.
You don't.
That's the country coming out. What do you have, a glass?
Ass is a little sister or something. Older sister.
I rolled a
Used
bunch
to
of
be able to-
cigarettes.
used to
and
be
I rolled
able
them
to
way too
eat-
tight. So I'm sitting here jabbing a 5.5-inch freaking needle up the middle of the smokes that I rolled, just so that I can inhale them.
Cool.
Would you make much firewood?
No, it's for some reason the rolling papers that I got this time around are not conducive for rolling tobacco. They're definitely made for a rolling pot.
Huh.
They just tighten up way too tight on tobacco. So it definitely makes them logs instead of breathable.
Well, I was supposed to buy you somewhere around here. I got about 20 or 30 packs of Bugler rolling tobacco. I was giving it to a buddy of mine, and he goes, when I smoke weed through them, they seem like they get loose.
Yeah. See, that's what I like about those, and those are that's usually what I roll my cigarettes with. So I get the tobacco I get is the Gambler tobacco, and I think it's like what is it? So that's a 1 pound bag. Yeah. 1 pound bag and a few packs of rolling papers. That's like 5 weeks, 6 weeks of cigarettes for me.
Yeah, for like $20.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Cindy, we can do that.
That's in yours.
We can do that. You can come pick up one and bring them home with you.
What's up, Rabbit?
I always get
The hog, raisins, German shepherds.
So when you do that, do you get a pick of the litter or anything, or do you just breed them?
No, I don't want no damn puppies. I'm puppied out.
You have.
Yeah. I have people, they'll bring their female in to breed with. Like, I had a lady about 6 weeks ago. She came and just let her dog in the yard, and she hoped the white one would get her, and the white one got her.
Aw.
So they were stuck together like 4 different times, and then the next day she pulls up and the dog jumps right back in her car and she's gone. I'll probably never see her again. It's like, wow, it sounds like my sex life.
You'll wake up, you're still here.
No.
Or that Andrew Dice Clay used to say, he's like, you're still here? Get the fuck out.
That old Coyote Ugly saying, it's just assume chew my arm off, then wake her up.
Damn them beer goggles last night.
Yeah, I'll tell you, you definitely get a new vision when you're consuming alcohol.
Doesn't mean yours.
Alcohol brings out the beauty in most everything.
Yeah.
I've heard that.
You don't see the Ferrari logo right
What's that show with Sheldon and them? You know the one I'm talking about? Where the Big Bang Theory is showing the other day when they snuck out and got cookies from the Grateful Dead people at the campground, and them 3 boys ate them, and they're out there stoned as hell, trying to pillage the cooler that had nothing in it.
Hey, Andy.
I bet you I get them both.
Rabbits.
Hey, Andy.
What did I get?
I've done that before. I remember going to a keg party during high school, and I could have swore that there was a whole bunch of chips and stuff in the back of the truck. No, they were behind the seat. I found them the next day.
They were like, well, there ain't none of these in there. He goes, what about those? There's nothing in there. And he goes, well, maybe there's Twinkies in there. You go look.
I had to pay $5 to get into that kegger, damn it, because I didn't have my chips.
Ferrari's just shit.
Let's see.
Sports cars are for shit.
And $5 was a lot of money back then.
Still
That was like 7 beers at the bar.
Yep.
And you were still able to tip after you got done with the 7. The hell. Now $7 you'll be damn lucky if that'll pay for the first beer.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is Dad's.
Yeah, Anna, I saw that one. That's Roseanne on there talking about all the pokey stuff.
Yeah, it's one of his. Looks like it's stone.
Oh, Roseanne, why? She did another podcast?
Yeah, the Kill Tony thing.
I was subscribed to her, but then I kind of lost track. There's a lot of people that I lost track of when after they started shutting account after account after account after account. I finally got tired of looking for the channels. I don't remember who I had.
Yeah, that and her. She's lost a lot of channels like you, hasn't she?
Roseanne.
Yeah.
I think she's had. I think she's only had like 3 or 4. She didn't get necessarily pulled down. She got banned for a bit. They give her like a 90-day cooling off period, and her son would turn around and turn on his account. And put her on his account. And until she'd get him into trouble, and then she'd go back to hers.
Yeah, that's just, I guess, the benefit celebrity has.
Yeah, because really seriously, if you think about it, if she really started smacking down on YouTube, really giving them hell, she could definitely create an issue through the amount of people who view her, because almost all of her videos get more than 1,000 views. More than 1 million views.
Yeah. She's got enough stuff. Losing her as a customer loses them a lot of money.
Oh yeah, because because all her channels are monetized. So.
Well, hell, guys, I hit 3 hours. I guess I'll drop it and let somebody else start something.
Oh, fine.
It's your turn.
No, I'm not firing up. I actually only came up to make fun of when you guys were talking about sex. It was. I'm actually getting ready to go out. I got to switch over generators because I have one that's been running all day, so I got to shut that one down. And at that point there, my internet goes out for about 10 minutes until I get the other one fired up and get everything plugged into it and stuff. But I have one that runs on gas at nighttime for now, because as long as it's dropping below 40 degrees at night, I don't run a propane generator all night long, with anything below 40 degrees because the tank will freeze up, the line will freeze up, and it can cause the heads in the on the little motor there to warp. So I have a gas generator that I run at nighttime. Generally, I run out there about 11 o'clock and switch it over and stuff. So
Yeah, that cold gas is hard on, kind of like pouring ice cold water on it. Can you please?
Yeah, but that propane, man, that stuff freezes up, and when that line freezes up, it causes your motor to start choking. And when your motor starts choking off like that, then and you warp that head, that's it. You're not going to get 9,500 watts out of it anymore. You're going to be lucky if you get 7,000 watts, and then the second time you do it, you'll be lucky if you're pulling 5,000 watts. Yes. Cindy, yes.
What is that point?
And did you see her email name?
Huh?
Did you see her email name up above that? She had
No, I'm Roscoe. Oh, in my emails? I haven't looked at my emails in like forever. I probably have here, let me open up Proton real quick. It might actually kick me off the net. Let's see.
Catch on fire like probably 30.
I should be able to just type Roscoe in there. Roscoe.
Just throwing a tablet? I don't know. It would take a lot.
To me, that sounds. It says Roscoe. It doesn't. It's just me. It must be weird. It wasn't in that.
Are you a professional pyro that sets fires that creates wildfires? I think you might know something we don't.
Who?
I know about that. The guy in my unit. He was a guy in my army unit.
You must. I got to find out which account you sent it to. You probably sent it to my Yahoo.
You aren't a Yahoo. You're not a Yahoo. You're a nice guy.
No. Let's see. We're gonna have to go.
Greenland looked like a cool place to escape. Isn't that the one with ice? No.
Dang nabbit, come on. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see.
Well, we know what to do, Chuck, for a live. We need to kidnap everybody backstage, tell all 6 or 8 or however many we got that we're all going on at once, and then we bring the party to the chat.
Yeah, that's what we did. We come on earlier, was 6 or 7 of us.
Yeah, people were like, wow, usually there's only one little avatar up there, and it's like we were playing stuff, plus we had a bunch of us, so we were like ganging up on the chat.
Had to do something. They said everybody sat there, an hour and a half, because Streamyard wanted to be stupid.
If you don't know now that you have groupies, if you didn't know before, you know now.
Right?
If I knew then what I know now.
Yeah, V. Greenland has ice and Iceland has green.
Yep, and Daniel's been with us for 3 years, so he's definitely a long timer.
Daniel, my brother, you are older than me.
Firefly.
Yeah, Hawk, I listened to that Dylan song the other day that you were talking about.
Yeah, it's like 16 minutes long.
Yeah.
But it's very interesting, isn't it?
Yep.
I mean, it puts a whole story behind that assassination that people would never even come close to, deciphering on their own. It's like you look at the situation and you try and run all the possible variables and everything else through your head. But when you listen to that song, it adds like 100 variables.
And the thing about it, too, he got away with it because most of them can't think along them lines. They know exactly what he's talking about unless you know what's going on.
How much do you want to bet he wrote that song all the way back then?
Probably. I know he released it, like 2006 or something?
You know what? That's a really good question. I'm not sure. I thought it was actually.
You can tell by his voice he was older.
Yeah. Murder Most Foul. Let's see. Okay, so it was released on. See, it comes up here that it was 2 years ago.
Hell, even 20 years ago, he'd have been our age. Huh?
Yeah. Okay, Murder Most Foul. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. It's only 2 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it came out. Just before the crooked paper thing.
Huh.
So maybe it was like an archive or a hidden that a family member released or something. Or is he still alive?
When is your life?
I don't think he passed. Yeah, everybody out there, look up Bob Dylan, Murder Most Foul, and listen to that song.
Murder Most.
Well, my birthday is complete because Hawk sang, and now I'm just like, it's complete.
If you got a hold of D-Dog, he'd give you a pole dance.
Probably with one of his shirts making a statement and no pants on, I would imagine.
There's your train.
Thank you.
I gotta go look. It might be full of tanks and military equipment.
Uh-oh.
Tankers. Hawk disappeared too, huh?
Yes.
What the hell?
Since mobile data is turned off, you'll have to turn on Wi-Fi and connect to a network first.
The hell?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, it's possessed.
Yeah, my phone just out of the blue started talking.
The government's acting.
Well, it's still showing we're live. Are we live? Chat.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
That was weird. My phone's sitting behind me. I was like, since your mobile data's turned off, you're gonna. I don't know what that's about.
I'm going to bed. I'm tired.
Is there any more pizza left?
That was weird.
Yeah, then I got something about spam in there. A message on my phone after that.
I know. Now I turn my volume off because you know how we get so many Amber Alerts all the time, and
Yeah.
And the first time my phone did that, I was on a panel. I think it was Jeff and Heather's, and It was when everybody thought horrible things were going to happen just instantly, and when that alarm went off, they were like, "Oh my gosh, what is it?"
Yeah, for the presidential announcement and all that.
Something I can't remember what everybody was afraid of then, and I'm like, it's just an Amber Alert. Calm down.
Yeah, my Wi-Fi through the house is basic. I got the 5G turned off in it. None of us have 5G phones.
Yep. That one that they just found, um, she was taken at 4 years old. It's been in the news lately, and um, so in that article I was reading it to see exactly what happened, and it was the biological mother that took her, and but it was saying only 1% of the children that are taken are not by a biological parent or a family member.
Only 1% are taken by them or not taken by them.
Are not. So all the rest of the children that are taken are usually by a family member from CPS that has taken them in the first place. I can totally see it.
They're finding out where they got them and taking them on.
Once they start getting the unsupervised visits, yeah. And she headed straight to Mexico with her.
There is a girl in the Netherlands that her son broke his arm, and she took him into the emergency room, and they took him away from her, and she still hasn't gotten him back.
Wow.
It's ridiculous, the power that they think they have. And the doc said over and over, it's private entity. And I know there's one county in Texas that sued, and so no child can be taken out of that county by CPS ever again. That if there is abuse or something like that, the law will deal with it. And I think that's the way it should be.
I tell you, life's turned around, because back in my day when I had kids, I was hoping and wishing, would somebody please take these children? But no, I had to deal with it forever. You know.
Well, I can understand that sometimes, but I'd want them back.
It's like going to high school with a shotgun in the back of my truck, and my window never rolled up, and nobody ever stole my damn shotgun.
Yes.
You know, and that's the life I started with, and so nowadays I'm just glad I'm still paying attention. You know, my brother, he can't conceive a computer. He just doesn't know how to deal with it, and he's older than me, but he's stayed away from them, you know, and just he thought they were just not useful until he met, you know, he's seen me, and I was like, my God, I don't have a TV. And he goes, oh, I don't know what I'd do without my TV. And he had that same type of thinking that he believed his television. And oh boy, I've sent him to the outer space and telling me different stories. But he, you know, he believes it because he's starting to realize that what I've been telling him all along is coming true.
Yeah.
But he, you know, like I said, he's the one that takes 16 different types of medication, and I haven't seen a doctor in 7 years.
So my mom used to think, well, they couldn't show that on TV if it wasn't true.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my wife's the same way. She loves her TV, and she doesn't believe a damn thing I tell her. Not a thing. And I even show her the pictures. It's I don't believe it until I see it on TV. You know, and I'm like, well, they're the last to fall, so we'll see.
Well, it's the same thing whenever people started Googling stuff. And remember, it seems like they had a commercial about that or something. You can't believe anything you hear on the internet or something like that.
Well, of course.
just changes, and that's why you look at several different resources to confirm anything you hear wherever it is.
Again, you can understand why I live in the country and the wife lives in the city. She has a TV. I have a computer with a big screen TV. So I've got the HDMI hooked up to my computer. And so I live on it with a computer and watch YouTube and stuff like this. And you've seen me in chat for years. And so life is much different. And they do believe they're freaking televisions.
Well, they call it programming.
Yeah, when my brother came over to visit me and I was talking to him and he's like, I can't believe it. I haven't seen a freaking commercial in an hour and a half. I said, it's because of the skip button over here. And he's like, I was waiting for a commercial to get up and go pee. You know how it is. In some of the YouTube shows, there's not even a commercial. Some of the old movies.
Yeah.
And so he's like, my God, I've been sitting here for an hour. Wondering when the fuck is the commercial? And I'm like, see, you got a TV. That's what. He goes, yeah, you're right. There's like 15 minutes of commercials for a half an hour show. So you got time to do stuff.
Wi-Fi hawk.
Yeah. Oh no, my the generator shut down. So yeah, I knew it was going to happen. It was that 90-pound tank ran for from 4 o'clock this morning until 11 o'clock tonight. So got 18 hours out of it, I think, somewhere around there. 17 or 18 hours. Yeah. So yeah, I just had to go switch over to the gas generator and all that. So yeah, it was just funny that it happened when it did. I was just sitting here saying to myself as the lights were going out, right? It was black in here. I'm like, isn't that freaking funny that I said that? And then I looked at my phone and saw that it was 11:10, and I was like, oh dang it! And I was 8 minutes too late. I should have been out there at 11 o'clock. So
Kind of irony to find talking about it and then it happened.
Yeah, it is funny. Oh, be quiet.
I saw that Struggle Jennings has a new song out
The one
with Caitlin.
Oh yeah, breaking up or something like that. Some weird title.
Yeah, something about the bottle or something. I don't know.
Who does?
Struggle Jennings.
Fell Out of Love.
Dirk Bentley's got a new one out.
Is the title of it. Fell Out of Love.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Dirk Bentley's got one out with some girl. I don't know who she is.
Yeah. Let's see. I'll drop it in the private. Bang. There you go. See, now, I don't know. I think he's kind of like Tom McDonald producing their own stuff.
Yeah. I had found.
I play his stuff all the time, and I don't get no trouble playing his stuff.
Yeah. When I go to Rebel Radio,
Mm-hmm.
I think is what it's called, or no, Country Rebel. Maybe it's Country Rebel. Anything that I play off of that, I don't get hit for. Because it's mostly acoustic.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tom McDonald does all his own. And he's #1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know that there's a whole bunch of record execs pissed off because of the fact that they turned him down because they just didn't agree with his opinion. And you know, in the long run, he's going to be a mainstay. He's going to end up being, he'll be a big name in the end of all of this. He definitely is making an impact in the music industry in regards to that.
Yep.
Post Malone don't look happy either. He must have signed something somewhere that he didn't agree with. He looks like somebody just killed his puppy now when you see him.
Somebody killed his dog?
I'm saying he looks like it.
Yeah.
I just don't think he can handle all the fame.
I think he got himself into something he don't like.
A lot of these young guys nowadays, they can't handle the fame. Because nowadays they're depressed or mental issues or whatever the doctor tells them, they believe.
Yeah. Give me some pills, Doc. Give me some more pills.
Yep.
Yeah. That's I was reading something that fentanyl is 10 times more addicting than heroin.
Yeah, it kills you 10 times faster.
Yes, it does.
I hadn't looked it up. Is fentanyl another petroleum product?
Probably.
I don't know. It comes from the east to Mexico and they make it there.
So how many of you pulled all your money out of the banks?
I'm telling people to watch it with what's supposed to start a cannonball effect.
Get your money out. Get your money out. You don't collect enough interest on your money sitting in the bank anyways.
Mm-mm.
Go and get yourself them prepaid credit cards. Use them for doing your purchases and everything else. You ain't gotta have a debit card in order to do stuff.
That's true.
Get it out of the banks. And then if everything turns out to be fine, then
God dang, remember what I told you earlier?
Then open a new account.
Yeah.
If two of them are acting up, all that's going to cause is a cannonball effect around too. So the others are going to feel the effect of just them two.
Well, the thing is with the as far as the central bank is concerned, they got their hooks into every bank in worldwide.
Yeah.
And the FDIC is directly associated to them as well. So it's basically your money's going to go to pay those banks off, and you'll never see a dime of it. There's no insurance to cover that.
Yeah.
Which one's shut down?
Wells Fargo and
Oh shit!
And
U.S. Bank is taking a big hit right now too.
Yeah.
Wells Fargo deals with food stamps and all that shit.
Yeah. Well, it's the U.S. Bank. They've had in Oregon alone over 300,000 accounts closed in the last 2 weeks.
Shit, I need to put my money up, Mom.
That's what I told you earlier, and you're like, eh.
Yeah. Conspiracy Music. His wife works at Wells Fargo. And I was reading a thing about the homeless people, and they found this huge homeless encampment under, I can't remember what highway it was, but it was like a closed, no, it was a tunnel in Colorado. It looks like one of those big cement culvert pipes, but like gigantic. And so there was a group of people living in there. And then in Austin, they found a structure that a whole bunch of them were inside of. And so they're shutting them all down and cleaning them up, and now trying to figure out what they're going to do with these homeless people, because they put the homeless ban out. And,
Well, they're gonna push them right into the middle of the cities. Is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, they
yeah.
don't want them in some kind of shelter. They want them out in the open.
Mm-hmm. We want to be able to see you.
And they were talking about how dangerous it was, but when they first started showing it, I was like, well, that was pretty smart of them because they had wood flooring. They had made it, like a shelter of some sort. Better than them being out in the weather.
Yeah.
But nope, can't have that either.
I want to know how they find out about this shit. Probably a fucking Karen.
Well, the text dot is ours, whatever the dot is. Once a month, they're supposed to go and check those and make sure that there's no debris or anything for whatever to go through. And but that's what I'm wondering with these banks going down. Anyone who has a mortgage, are they going to lose their homes? Because we're going to have a whole lot of homeless people if that happens.
Yeah, that's true. I'll be one of them.
Me too. I know a lot of people it would affect.
That's what they're wanting. Here we go, Venezuela. Welcome to hysteria.
Yeah.
Well,
we got a big scare coming up. Other than that, they're almost everything that they've tried has failed.
Yeah, and I think
it's all getting turned back on them. So,
Did you guys see that parade they had in Brazil? Satanic parade?
No.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. But I also heard about SatanCon selling out in Boston.
Yes. Satan Con is having a convention in April 28th through 30th in Boston.
Yep, and they sold out.
Oh my goodness.
700,000 tickets.
Good grief.
And how many Americans are there? There's only 700,000 of them?
No, there's 300.
There's 330 million people in the United States. But if we count the illegals, there's 340 million. Or 335 million.
They're guesstimating 20 to 120 million. So.
Yep. There's been a lot of people coming.
Now, that bombing was fucking a red flag. If they're going to throw that shit in Boston.
I'm sorry, Cindy. I know. Well, and they're just
flooding today, so maybe they'll do that to Boston.
That was a total CIA setup, ploy, everything all the way down the line. That was, it was a distraction.
Yeah.
It was a fucking distraction. Get your mind off of these two things going on, and you're going to pay attention to this, and that's it. And that's what they did with everything else. It's one after the next, after the next, after the next, all just to cover up their own crap, all just to cover up their own crimes and everything else. So they that's where the false flags just really,
all the trains that suddenly can't stay on the tracks. And
oh, yeah.
Or Ohio. I think that's going to get worse. But I think that
and part of that is fear as well, because it's not just the fact of lines being shut down for derailments of chemicals, but the fact of not being able to get food into certain areas.
Yes.
I live in Oregon. Everything's got to come through the mountains, so food is easier to be moved by train, and then local drivers pick it up from the train and deliver it to the stores. We don't get a whole bunch of big box store stuff, delivered by truck. Because the drivers, number one, they don't want to drive in Oregon. They
Right.
don't want to come to Oregon.
Or California.
And you can't blame them. You can't blame them at all.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
But I don't know. I think that if people start trying to take people's homes, that could kick off something because of the mortgages. I don't know. A lot of things are happening that.
You'll see a lot of homeless people and a lot of people becoming criminals because they're going to be shooting at people trying to take their house.
Watch what you say.
Pissed off people. It's like you're going to see.
It's like bank robberies and things like that have increased in the United States by 30% in the last 30 days.
Really?
Yeah.
I think taking your home is going to be the last straw.
You think a lot of things would be the last straw so far, but
No.
But they're not going to tell you about bank robbery. You know what I mean? Because if they do that, if they tell you about bank robberies, then you're really going to put money on the bank.
Yeah.
Keep grabbing them. I don't care, but you keep
Somebody's
taking
taking one out of a grab. Yeah, they're messing.
Guess first thing Monday morning. Where I'll be. Yeah, I didn't even hear about that till tonight, about the banks.
I'm quiet here. I'm rolling cigarettes and the train's coming through again. It was that big gap of nothing. Now listen.
Yep. Raise internet rates.
I'm still here.
Did you fall asleep?
I had to go. I had to charge my phone a little bit. I've got it plugged into the wall. We're at 9% and holding. Did Hawk go to sleep?
No.
Okay.
I'm actually going through a whole bunch of stuff here on my desk.
Thought you might be RSO'd out.
No. Actually, I'm going to do that in about 20 minutes here.
It's early there. It's still early. Kind of.
11:30.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll sleep late tomorrow.
Hell, it's 2:30 in Florida.
Huh.
I stay
Yeah.
up late all the time. I used to go feed the chickens about this time.
Oh my God, V, frog legs. Really? The only place we have things like that is at a place called Save a Lot, and they have the chicken feet and the what do they call them? Chitlins, and they have frog legs and stuff. And I don't shop there.
Well, she said that never seen that before. So you kind of wonder, are they really frog legs?
Down south, they look, yeah, they're frog legs, all right.
Yeah, frog legs are a delicacy here.
That's because you Cajuns will eat anything.
I'm not a Cajun, honey. I'm from Florida.
Oh,
Floridian.
I don't know why I thought you were in Louisiana.
I've been there. It's beautiful. I've been all around the country. I came back to Florida and married the girl I used to dream of back when I was in high school, and I've been married to her for a long time. 24 years, but I've known her 42. And so we got to know each other real well, and that's another reason why I live in the country. She lives in the city. But the house is paid for, and we're doing okay. The place I rent out in the country doesn't cost very much at all. I used to tell you guys I had sold chickens and had a little place where the chicken house is. I ended up selling all those. Someone came to me and wanted to buy the land. They didn't care about the chickens. They didn't care about the barn. So I sold the chickens separately. I sold the barn separately. Somebody paid me $1,500 to come take the old wooden barn down and take it off. And then
Yes.
they came back to me and still wanted to buy the place, and I told them no 3 times.
Yeah.
I said, I'll tell you what, you bring me a briefcase of silver dollars, and I'll let you have a barn. I'll sign you over the deed because I bought this property. It was a piece of property on the way to the fish house. And so every time I drive back and forth from the city out to the country, I passed the chicken house. And I bought a piece of land that was an old orange grove, so it's pretty much nothing but sand and a barn.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up buying a few chickens. And I started out drilling a paint bucket to the wall where the chicken would nest. And I started out with a few chickens, I ended up with almost 100. But anyways, back to the guy that continually pestered me, he brought me a briefcase full of silver dollars.
Wow.
Now, I bought this land, it was a dead orange grove, for not too much money, but it ended up 5 times as what I paid for it in silver dollars. But didn't have to report it. Just took the silver dollars and here you go, have a nice day. Because the deeded land down here, if you've owned the deed for a long time, you just sign it, give it to somebody else.
It's like a car title. That's cool.
So I got a briefcase of silver dollars. Turned out a couple of them were Carson City, so it was nice trade. So I handed it to the wife. Here, take care of this for me, would you? And so when y'all were talking about, taking money out of the bank, I was like, I have to ask my wife to take the money out of the bank. There's no way in hell she's going to do that. But as far as the briefcase, it's just hidden away really well. She's got my wife's Italian, and the family gave us this big ass Italian safe. So it'd take a forklift to get that out of the house. And so that's where she hides it. But otherwise, knowing somebody for so long, you get used to them. But together every day, we talk to each other on Facebook Messenger, with a video conference.
Yeah.
And so that's become our life, is communicating back and forth and getting to see each other.
Yeah, the good thing about you selling stuff with silver dollars, figure, okay, I sold it to you for 1,000 silver dollars. That's still $1,000 because of the value of the coin, but in actuality, it's anywhere from 25 to 40,000.
There you go. And it was more like 5,000. And so, selling it for that in a briefcase of silver dollars is not even an income. You don't deposit it; it's not an income. The government has no clue.
Right.
And so it's just a briefcase of silver dollars. So one day, no matter what, if it goes up, because I'm counting it as $20 a piece, for the sale.
Yes.
And I told the guy no 3 times over the past 9 months.
You have to look at the dates of the silver dollars to find out which ones are actually made with silver.
Well, they're all 1800s.
They're not all 100% silver.
They're all 1800s, early 1900s up to like 1921.
Yeah, 1921 through 1868 to 1921. Anything after that has nickel in it, has all kinds of different metals and stuff in there.
Yeah, 63 is like 90%, 80 or 90%.
Yeah. It's all old silver. Like I said, the 3 Carson City silver dollars, I actually sold those for $3,500 a piece.
Wow.
So the Carson City is the only one that's actually, out of all the silver that you're buying for an investment, if you find a Carson City silver dollar, it's worth a fortune. And fortunately, the 3 that I had were in perfect shape. It was like you just took it out of the roll. And so, I got pretty high price for it, because when I showed my friend that. He goes, you know what that's worth? He goes, I know a jeweler love to see that. Been wanting one. And I took it to this jeweler, and he goes, man, I'll give you whatever you want for it. And ended up almost 10 grand for 3 silver dollars. It was a nice little trade.
Yeah.
But anyways, what the guy that buying the properties to turn it into real estate. He's bought every piece of land for the mile and a half down the street, and he's turning it into a big old folks retirement land like the Villages.
Retirement community.
Yeah, there's a place called the Villages, which is a few miles from where I'm at right now, and it's nothing
puts in
but.
his own store, puts in his own gas station.
Oh yeah, the Villages is huge. It goes over 3 different counties, and it has like 20,000 people living in it. The little town I live in out here in the, near the Gulf is 600. So when you live in a community of 600 people, you get to know each other. There's only one stoplight, but it's 2 miles to Publix, so it's convenient.
Yeah.
We
But anyways,
when
got
I
a
was
pretty good deal selling the land.
when I was in Nashville recording, I was staying in a little town called Crossville, which is smack dab in between Knoxville. I was staying in Fairfield Glades, which was in between Crossville and Knoxville. And that was a retirement community, 400 people. George Jones actually had a house there for a while until he got in trouble for his drunk lawnmower driving.
Yeah, so it turns out this is going to be one of these communities. I think it's called Arvida, like the planting companies.
Mm.
As long as it's not one of those safe things they're trying to create.
Oh no, it's not a 15-minute city. To get to center of Florida from the coast here it'd take about 2.5 hours. And the chicken coop was only about 30 minutes away, out in the middle of nowhere, in between me and I-75, so to speak.
Yeah.
And so, like I used to tell you, I could go out on the front porch of the barn and shoot a gun and hit the mailbox, but to walk to it is a long ways to get there. But it was a nice little place to get away. It did not have power, and I had to put my own well in with a generator to get water for the birds. But I ended up turning that orange grove by buying the remains. I would hire a guy that sucked out the portalets, and I would hire him to suck out the back of the lake. There was a lake in the back of the property. He'd suck all the mud out of the lake and dump it across the land and level it out some. And I turned it into a field of hay. So I ended up getting 110, 120 hay bales out of the piece of property every year, along with the chickens. So it was a fun thing for an old man to do because, like I said, I'm 64. I got nothing much to do being retired. Except smoke and eat gummies, and have a nice day.
Mm.
And so, but this guy kept offering me and ended up buying my property through the silver deal, which I thought was a fun way to put it away. Because the way the wife says, we don't have to pay taxes on that sale. I said, yeah, it's fine. That's the best deal I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, just make sure that it's cash exchange, no checks. Because when you go and you deposit a check into your bank, then it's taxable.
Yes, that's exactly right. Like I said, I sold it to him for a briefcase of silver dollars. And so I just stuck it in the closet.
Yeah.
No taxes. I just keep it for safekeeping. Because like I said, the house we have in Winter Park is paid for.
Yeah.
And so I'm just fortunate to be an old man and wake up every day now. Kind of find it hard to find something to do after you get retired. No matter what it is, when you're an old man, you're going to have to pay for it.
Yeah. See,
no matter if it's a girl or a fish.
Just run naked, You don't have to pay for that. People will pay you. Put your clothes back on.
That's another reason why I live in the country. My wife doesn't like me sleeping naked in the bed at the house because Mama, you know, her mother-in-law walked in on me one time. I was laying in bed with nothing on. She's like, "Oh Lord!" She about had a heart attack and turned into Fred Sanford.
All right, I gotta go to bed.
Golly.
I gotta be up in the morning. I have pumps to repair, and I got rain coming in about 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I got to make sure them pumps are up and running by then. So
yeah, I'm fixing to drop it anyways.
Yeah.
Late.
Yeah, you were like shutting down like 46 minutes or 47 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for letting me up. I appreciate it very much, Chuck. Very nice
Thank
to see
y'all for
you.
coming. Appreciate you being here. Everybody have a good night. Everybody wants to say goodbye or what last words, go ahead.
Go run naked, everybody.
In the grass.
Wherever you're at, run outside naked.
And just look at people going by. If somebody driving by, look at them and go blah, 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 as you shake everything.
And wave.
Have fun while you're young.
Yep.
Yeah, don't sweat the petty things and don't pet the sweaty things.
And
Y'all have a blessed night. Good night.